recorded.
This meeting is being recorded. That's crazy. That never happens.
Here, hold on.
Well, I sure hope this works. I didn't queue up anything today. I was like, well, I was usually supposed to queue up things, but I guess we'll go live a little bit early, and since we don't have a guest, we can just talk about paramotors. It's one of those things. Warning, may talk about paramotors. So tonight, let's just talk about paramotors. Sound good to you guys?
What's a paramotor?
What is a
Kinda-
paramotor?
kinda
What is
weird.
it all about? That's a good topic. What is a paramotor? And I guess let's just start from the very beginning.
Shoot.
Oh, no, let's start in the middle.
All right.
I got a question and I need an answer tonight.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. How do you stop your piston if you don't have a piston stopper so that you can pull the clutch off?
All right. So you need
You need to remove your piston.
to remove your piston.
No,
Or
I
clutch.
want to remove the clutch.
Uh-huh.
Be
So you
right
got
back,
to
guys.
unscrew it, right? But you have to stop the piston so that it won't turn to unscrew the clutch.
Yeah.
How do you, I don't have a piston stopper and I don't want to take the head off because I just put it on, put all the copper paste and it's all beautiful
And
so I
no
don't wanna take it all off.
no holes in the piston. All right.
Yeah,
You really need a
all the
piston
holes are
stopper.
out of the piston.
I don't have a clutch motor. Mine's just constantly spins, so I couldn't.
All
do it.
right. So really, to make your life easy, just pull the spark plug out, put maybe 8-9 inches of rope down the cylinder, turn the motor until the rope actually compresses underneath the head. You'll do a really good job. It's relatively safe. We do it hundreds of times.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
knew
say
there
don't
had
use
to be an
a
easy fix. I knew
don't
there
use a screwdriver or anything because you'll just mar up
Yeah.
the piston. Don't
Well,
do that.
I was thinking that I might try my finger, but
Oh, only that.
Put your finger in that.
Bad idea.
a rope is a great idea. I much prefer that.
Done it hundreds and hundreds of 100 times.
Might be Jimmy Nine Finger now.
Or Jimmy 9 3/4.
Yeah, I had to stop. I had to do that same thing to replace a clutch at Purdon's, and I used a piston stopper. It was unfortunately I borrowed it from Brian Goff, but ended up ruining that one. So apparently you can I guess compress it too much. There's a little rubber or something at the tip I mashed in. So I like the rope idea.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah, I think the rope would work as long as you put enough rope in there. If you don't put enough,
Yeah.
then the piston's gonna get really high and just compress the rope, and that won't really work.
no,
Hard to get it back out. Yeah.
we've done it on snowmobiles forever, and it worked great on my Moster. So when I did a clutch on that, that's how I did it.
Well,
Well, I'll have
just
to
be
make
careful.
sure I got
Don't
some
get
nice-
roped into that one.
Nah,
I'll have to make sure I get some.
don't let it
nice
fall all the way in.
rope.
What's that?
And I guess
I'm gonna have to make sure I got some nice fresh rope that's not fraying and leaving pieces into the cylinder.
Yeah.
Don't let the whole rope go into the cylinder. You're fine.
Yeah, I might defeat the purpose if I do that.
Yep.
Well, that's interesting. I guess tonight is just questions and answers. So let's keep an eye on the chat, the super chat. If you guys have any questions about paramotors or anything like that, like Jim did, how do you stop a piston head so you can work on the clutch? Well, here we are. We got a whole panel. I bet somebody might know how to do this. So this is the piston locker tool from Viterazzi.
Yeah, $22. I can definitely buy rope for that amount.
Yeah.
Well, I thought it was pretty inexpensive.
Well, that's probably $20 shipping.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
And then it'll take a week to get here. And I gotta get this motor running before I've only got 15 days before I start heading south.
Usually
right.
Sky Sports is a couple days. They're pretty good about it, but just don't use your finger. You're good.
Sounds good. Thanks, Doug.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, John Wayne mentioned the same thing. He said, put a rope in the hole.
Yeah, yeah. You can do that same day. You don't have to, wait for shipping on anything. You can just go pick rope up almost anywhere.
Well, it's
Probably
nice
can
and
find some
soft.
videos on it too.
But you
Yeah.
you don't mar the piston or anything. It's a nice soft compression, so it works nice.
Trying to get on the live stream on the YouTube thing. I can't find it on your channel, Sean.
Well, we don't just let anybody in.
Yeah.
I know.
Just follow the link, Mike.
If you subscribe to the
desktop.
channel, you'd be able to find it.
I am subscribed.
Just got to
I-
mess with you.
I guess I need to have one of my .coms forward to the live stream every week. I'm not sure how we would do that, but I guess we could do that and make it kind of easy.
Do what
Maybe.
now?
Like ClearPropTV.com. Maybe I should just have that forward to the live stream for the next week. I mean,
Hey, you
Well,
know,
I mean, I go to ClearProp TV on YouTube. It shows me all these videos. I go to Sean Symons, and I don't see nothing in the live stream. Usually, it's there.
you know what, Sean? When I first started trying to find the live feed, I
Yeah.
always had kind of a trouble finding it. And
really?
it wasn't because it was difficult. It was just that, you've got ClearProp TV, you've got Sean Symons, PPG Grandpa. There were several kind of things that I remember it being a little challenging to find the live stream. I mean, it might have changed since then.
Okay, so maybe just doing the live stream to ClearProp TV would be the smart way because we're always talking about ClearProp TV. So just go to ClearPropTV.com and
I think that would be really well.
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
all right, let's go ahead and do that then. So from now on, when we just when you want to go to the show for that week, just go to ClearPropTV.com and I'll have it forward to that live stream for that week.
Yeah, Susan, don't take your hands off the wheel to type in chat. Just listen. You'll be fine.
What happened?
Yeah,
She
there-
said, "Hey, I made it, but I
there-
can't chat while driving."
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh,
Definitely don't want to.
no way.
Too bad Siri or Alexa or whomever can't,
Never
do the
mind.
texting. Never mind.
Who, I told her to never mind.
I've seen, you're not supposed to text and drive, but I've seen a lot of people texting and flying. Wouldn't that even be worse?
Yeah.
Oh, in the, here in
Sean,
the state of Missouri.
I wasn't interrupting you. I was telling, when you said that word, it made mine go off. So I was telling her to never mind.
Gotcha.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
here in Missouri, you can legally text and drive as long as you're 21 years of age.
Really?
Wow.
Really? No crap. It's a dumb law, but I mean, Illinois is 180 on that.
So here's something for you real quick.
I'm not that coordinated to text and drive anyway,
Oh.
so I don't have to worry about
Yeah,
that.
you can get mad all you want at somebody here in Missouri for texting and driving, but if they're over 21, they can legally do it.
Some of the states now are saying no phone in the hand.
Right.
if-
That's what we
Georgia?
got.
Or-
Georgia's that way
Hands-
too.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, they all have all those gadgets now. We just.
Well, welcome to Missouri. People drive on their phones and they just do this.
Well, Bill, I mean, Bill says he's texting while flying. I could kind of see texting while flying, but if you're texting and driving, you can rear end somebody because
Right.
you'll look down at your. But if you're in the air, usually there's nothing in front of you to run into.
Right, and you can hold your phone
Yeah.
up like this when you're flying, and you
Yeah.
can see what's in
Oh,
front of you.
Right.
No, I would just,
Yeah.
I would drop my phone.
That's why you get a
because
You tethered
I'm
up.
flying-
tether. Tether.
I wouldn't be flying up there with my glasses on because I had big old, I have the goggle things on, whatever, and I wouldn't be able to see bleep anyway. So
My first year flying, I didn't use a
saying
tether at all.
that it'd be like, oh hi, and that'd be the end.
Well, I've
That's all I
lost.
hear. See on my text thing, and then then everybody would think like, I died or something. Like, oh my God, we can't find her now.
Well, I've lost 3 phones in the air. I found 2 of them. Now I have a tether. So
Tether
my
and an
power
air
was-
tag. Put an air
Yeah.
tag on the thing. That way you can GPS and find it.
oh, well, the whole
Ah.
Google Map thing where you can try to locate your phone, that
Uh-huh.
does not work very well at all. But
What about
yeah,
Yeah,
what
one of
about
those
the
tiles.
iPhone
will work.
locator?
Right. Air tag. Yeah, or a tile or something like that stuck on your phone. That way if you do drop it, you can
You
find
still
it.
have to be pretty close to it to be able to pick it up. I mean, Bluetooth is only what, 20 feet, maybe 30 if you're lucky, maybe if you're
Yeah.
outside.
well, the one that I lost in the lake, that one I won't. That one I didn't find. Where?
Yeah, Scuba Steve can find it.
I'll go diving for it. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, flying along, you're like, where'd my music go? Like, oh crap.
Michael, do you smoke?
I vape. I was choking on my
Oh,
coffee
you vape?
actually.
Oh, okay.
I was
There you
I-
go.
drinking this
Hold on.
No, the vape ain't so bad. The cigarettes, I quit smoking cigarettes probably August, September, September, mid-September.
That's good.
This
I know what phase you're at. You're at the phase where when you get around somebody that smokes, you can't stand it because they
I
stink.
can't stand it. I'll tell you right now. Don't even come near me with a cigarette because I'd be like, eh.
Well, when I first
Right.
started, not to throw the whole show off, but when I first started vaping, yeah, the first 6-7 months, at first it smells good and you want a cigarette. Then you get to the point where they smell really bad. You don't want
Make
them
me
around you,
nauseous.
and then it turns into it doesn't bother me anymore.
Hmm.
I can
Yeah.
get around them now, and I'm like, go ahead, smoke. It doesn't bother me. I'm not smoking, so it's fine.
Yeah, cigarettes
my
are not.
God.
I don't like the cigarette smoke either. Vaping, if it's I mean, they smell pretty good, and cigars or pipes, they smell really good. I enjoy
Yeah,
that.
cigars
Cigarettes, not
smell.
so much. Yeah, I mean, I can sit around in a no, not a cigar. I think it's pipe. The pipe smells.
Okay, so do people Paramount and smoke a pipe or a cigar when they're up in the air?
I'm sure it's been
I've
done.
vaped. I've
Vaping?
vaped while up in the air.
That's why I was telling Bill. I was like, it may be hard to light a cigarette in the air, but you can vape up in the
You
air.
can vape, yeah, you can definitely vape up
You
there.
can, you can do it. You can
That's
do it
not
with one of
the
these.
worst thing in the world
With a
either.
torch.
When you're
freaking
out at a
crack pipe.
field, when you're out at a field, vaping
I mean,
is
a
good
crack-
because you can see
whatever,
which way
like-
the wind's going. Vaping is good because you can see which way the wind's going.
Yeah, it
That's
works.
true.
While you're on the ground, it's a great wind indicator, but in the
When
air,
you're in
no.
the air, it seems like it's always coming from right in front of you, no matter which way you turn.
Yeah.
Then I'll end up having to put a tether on my vape. Yes, that's next.
Okay, so Paramotor Mahoney wants to know about a 6.0 versus 5.8 aspect ratio for the Hadron. He's wondering
Oh.
which would be safer for Acrobat.
Was it the
That's bad.
Hydron or I have the 3?
The Hadron.
But-
Yeah, well,
No,
what's his
that's
weight?
the aspect ratio that he's talking about. It's probably the 3.
They come in different aspect ratios?
Apparently.
I don't even really pay attention anymore from training. I remember the aspect ratio, but I know it's important.
If you
Somewhere.
scroll up a little bit, you can see it says, anybody want to give some input on 6.0 versus 5.8 for acro on wings? I found 6.0 Hadron 20 meter to be great, but I'm wondering if a 5.8 would be safer.
Oh, maybe he's not referring to both aspect ratios as being available in a Hadron.
I think this is the acro wings. Haven't flown any acro wings. I do not know about that. Sorry.
He's talking about, other wings.
Yeah, I'm looking to, so he's not referring to different aspect ratios on the Hadron 3 because I only see one.
Right.
And give me a sec, I'll look some things up here.
Saying no, the
Yeah.
other wings.
The other wings. Yeah, because generally a higher aspect ratio is going to be more efficient. And so that's how you drive down to those smaller wing sizes. So you end up putting more pounds per square foot of wing.
Oh, you got your hat, Bill? Nice. He got his King Cook hat.
Yeah,
Nice. I like Sean's hat,
Yeah,
by the
it's
way
like,
there.
yeah, this just popped in the mail and I got one. So how cool is that?
Nice.
He didn't want me. He didn't want me to have bad on anymore from Daniello. He didn't want me to have my other ones. What do I have? My ozone and my what other one I had? But he said this one's the one I should be wearing, so I'm wearing it.
Yeah, it looks great on you.
Well, I appreciate it. Did you find anything about the aspect ratio on that? Geriatric PPG said, I'm buying a new wing, not sure what though. Give me a call tomorrow and let's take a gander at all the different wings.
Still looking if you're talking to me.
No, I was talking to Geriatric
Anyone?
PPG.
I'm in a bad spot. I wanted to buy that trike, that Kangook trike, but they have warned me not to spend money on my credit card while we're searching for a house. So I can't tell. They're like, yeah, don't be messing with your credit right now, or you won't be getting that house. I'm like, dang, fine, I'll wait.
Don't be going out and buying a car or anything, okay? You're just gonna have to wait on a Mercedes Benz, okay?
I got 6 of them sitting here right in front of me. I'd love to send you them.
I know. I have to wait.
Sorry.
I don't
just
even
spent the
know.
whole day taking photos of all the individual parts and putting them on the website. That takes forever.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
No, I had my 10-year-old help me though. It worked out pretty well.
Well, they usually know more about computers than we do anyway.
Yeah, I had her unwrapping all the parts one by one, dropping them down, take the picture. She'd rewrap them, put them back in the box.
Oh, hey, Bill Waller's in the chat. What's up, buddy? Good to see you. Let's see. Real quick, Brian, since you're here, I know that one of the things that you guys sell are trikes, but one of the things that you said too is that the front wheel, you got one that you can take off that trike and put 2 wheels on to make it a quad. Is that correct? Or was I talking to somebody else about that?
No, that was me. And I was actually talking to the factory about that today. So that's something that I'm getting the vibe. He's not quite sure that that's mature enough yet. That's kind of a spring 2023 goal. I've seen some prototype photos and they hooked one up to the basic trike and it looks pretty good, but they need to, I think they have to refine a couple pieces on the design. But they did announce today their XD frame for the Emerald. So they're going to have a much larger frame on the Emerald here, up to 150 centimeters coming out any day now, I guess. I've seen the prototype on that one. It looks pretty good as well. So they're doing the XD frame now, and then spring 2023, we're looking at the quad.
Oh, okay.
So kind of trying to stage them by quarter just to make it more manageable.
Gotcha. Yeah. Trikes are
I'll send you a picture though. I've got a couple of photos. They're not powder coated.
That's pretty quick though. I mean, if y'all are just now getting the prototype done and then you're going to have it out by this spring, that's pretty fast. I mean,
Yeah, they really are quick with that innovation. You know, we had the Cobra arm, the XD, and then the quad next.
Nice.
I'll be honest, it makes it really hard to keep up the website. They keep churning this stuff out so fast.
Well, a lot of people are afraid of trikes because of the third wheel, and they feel like it's a lot easier to flip over than a quad. That's why I think a lot of people are interested in quads, because it's a little harder to flip those over. So I think quads will sell pretty good.
In my first fly-in I went to before I was trained, that's the first thing I saw flip was a trike. And I was like, yeah.
Well, I've been looking into the trikes and the quads to see, what is the difference between, a trike and a quad? I mean, what are the pros and cons between a trike and a quad? And it seems like, of course, there's more stability when it comes to a quad. But why does everybody have a trike? Is it the price point? Is it because it looks slick and it's neat? It's a trike instead of, a quad.
Well, I'm sure a trike is lighter than a quad too. So
have you seen those Blackhawk quads? They're pretty good.
They look like a UTV. Is that what we're talking about?
oh, but those things are like, you got to have a gigantic wing and motor to get those in the air. They look huge.
I think I saw a video of a guy launching into the air and then he couldn't clear the building and he smoked right into the building.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I was like, well, that looks awesome, but not that part.
Yeah. when you're underpowered and you got a Walmart in front of you, you probably shouldn't try that field.
Did you guys watch that video that I sent to the Gus chat? That was on, it came out like 6 years ago, Jeff Goin.
Mhm.
Yeah,
that
landing
was-
in a
that was
boxing
news.
ring.
That was cool.
Oh my gosh,
Wow.
that was it's kind of a sad story, but gosh, I seem to remember that happening, you know, like on the news and stuff, watching it. That, yeah, 6 years ago, but wow, I was just like,
So
he was
we're
lucky
talking
that dude's lucky. I mean, he didn't, there was lucky nobody got killed. You know,
we're talking about that person that came in on a paramotor on that boxing match and got hung up. I guess he was trying to fly in and land in the boxing ring, but the lights caught him. So Jeff Goen 6 years ago decided to go, well, if he didn't get that paramotor caught up or that wing caught up, could he have done it? So Jeff Goen went out there and tried to land himself in a boxing ring, and that's the video that we're talking about. Has anybody seen that?
I have not.
I
Yeah.
started watching it,
I
but
watched
wasn't
it.
able to finish.
It took him like 4 tries, but he got it done. He managed to do it.
Yeah, I think the actual video happened in 1993. I think if you watch that whole thing, I think it said it was in 1993.
yeah.
Did
I
he
Yeah,
have
watched
the
it.
that's-
lights up top as well, or did they remove those?
No,
Nothing
no lights.
above it. Yeah, nothing above it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I
And
saw the picture and I saw the, I'm like, what the heck was he trying to do, for crying out loud? He was,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was destined to hit the lights.
That was I'd say it's a big cojones on that guy. But I mean, maybe that's why everything is, you're not supposed to fly over persons, property, maybe.
That's probably why there's all those rules and regulations now. I
So
think
the trikes have come it seems like every year they keep advancing them, making them better and bigger and all that stuff. Because the first time that I saw a trike, I should say in person, and Doug knows when I went to Howland, Michigan, went to that fly-in, I saw your trike, Doug, and that was the first time that I actually saw a trike and paramotors and all that right there. And I was so fascinated, with the whole thing. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. So see, Doug, you're gonna have to, in May, you're gonna have to come out to Torch and fly.
Well, I'll give you a tandem. I'll bring the Zenith out and give you a tandem. I'm hoping to make it. We'll see. Now,
Yeah.
do you want my experience with a quad versus a trike?
absolutely. I was just
I've
going to ask
flown
you. That's
both.
awesome. Yeah.
Well, I had a chance to fly a Black Hawk quad maybe 2 or 3 times down in Indiana. The biggest difference is on landing, it's much easier to correct a trike than it is a quad if you're not landing dead straight. So when you come down on a trike, the back wheels, ideally, they touch, you center, the front wheel goes down. If you're off center a little bit, it's easy to correct it. If you have 2 wheels and you do that, it wants to come up on its edge. So at least the Black Hawk quad that I flew did. So it was that initial touchdown. You wanted to make sure it was dead, perfect straight before the wheels touched down, or it would tend to jerk around a little bit.
And Doug, have you flown both, the trikes with the wheel pointing forward and the one that is kind of like a shopping cart where it kind of drags behind?
No, my Zenith trike has a wheel directly straight down, no real bend to it. And then the retracted trike has no bend to it. The Zenith trike has, front suspension, all that crap. And I haven't flown one with a caster style wheel.
So who on the panel has flown a trike?
I have. I love trikes. I think they're awesome.
I haven't.
Me neither.
Who's got, does anybody have a picture of what the trike and a trike and a quad looks like? They're both trikes, but one one is bigger, quad is supposed to be bigger. It's my, because I don't know if I've ever seen.
Quad is 4 wheels. A trike is 3 wheels. So when we say
Oh.
trike, we're talking about 2 back wheels and 1 front wheel. A
Okay.
quad will be 2 back wheels and 2 front wheels.
Okay.
So pretty
So
much the same thing.
the quad would be more stable, right? But it would
It-
be less forgiving on landing, or
Yeah,
getting
Yeah,
that wrong.
that's a good way to put it.
Interesting.
It's much easier if you land sideways on a trike, tilt the front wheel a little bit, you can come right back onto your initial track. On a quad, it wanted to come up on 2 wheels. So you always just wanted to land dead straight. It really wasn't an issue. But that's why I kind of like a trike. And really, I love my retractor trike. So yeah, that kind of set the stage for everything else. But
So quad would be fun if if it had a windy day, you just don't put a wing on and drive around like it's a 4-wheeler, right?
Seriously,
Perfect.
that's
kind of what it looks
interesting.
like.
I mean, that I see guys doing that all the time, and they're having a blast.
Yeah.
Well, I will say the best thing about a trike ever is in the dead middle of summer when it's 100 degrees out. Everyone is sweating themselves off, trying to get out in the field, everything on their back, sweating to death. I'm sitting in the trike, sliding right past them, set everything up real nice.
Sipping your iced tea.
Works perfect. Yeah.
Doug, I got a question for you. For some reason, the retractor trike, to me, it looks like when it's in the air, it just looks so small and like, I don't know, cheap looking. And what keeps that front wheel from sliding all the way out and falling off?
Well, really the angle of the front wheel and the way that it's actually in the frame, I guess, under the motor. It really wants to stay extended. I can push it back with my legs. Realistically, I rarely ever do. I kind of like having it out there. It's a footrest. And I mean,
But
I
is
made
there
maybe 4.
is there something stopping that front shaft from coming all the way out? It just looks like if you pushed it too far, it would fall.
Well, there's a pin in the back that'll keep it from coming out too far.
Okay,
And then going in too far, it just basically hits the frame set.
gotcha.
And you're right. When I got mine, I'm like, holy crap, I paid that much money for this thing because it looked that way.
Yeah,
And I'll be honest, it's been fantastic. I've had no problems with it, and it's been really robust. So, all things considered, I'm happy that I paid for it. But yeah, it was one of those. I get it. It kind of looks like a kid strider in the air.
Mhm.
Yeah,
right.
3 kids bikes in the air underneath your wing, kind of. But you don't notice it's there. It works fantastic. Yeah. Works great.
Brian Waller, he flies a retractor trike, and he actually left a comment in the super chat saying, "Love my retractor trike as well. I flew a quad a few times and I prefer 3 wheels personally." And I've heard that a lot. And Just Want to Fly says trikes rock. So I think trikes are pretty good. From what I've heard is that the 4 wheels, like you said, Doug, is that if you don't come down straight, it could rock you side by side. And when you're flying, it tends to be slower and it doesn't track very well. Is that what you got too, as far as when you're flying with a quad?
Yeah, the wing I was flying the quad under, that was a big dude. You floated around anyway, so I'm sure it kind of moved around a little bit more. But yeah, really the trike's more forgiving on launch and land, especially landing.
Brian, I got a question for you. On that Kanguk basic trike, it looks like it comes with those skinny wheels, and then you have the option to buy the fat wheels, I guess. Is that right?
So years ago, there was like a really skinny wheel option, and then like an upgraded option where it has like nylon rims on it, and then like bubble tires. So we don't do the skinny wheels anymore. All of them come in here with the decent sized wheels. They're, I think, 4 inches wide, 14-inch diameter.
Oh, I thought, because I was like looking at those skinny wheels thinking, man, that's going to be a rough landing. Those are going to be hard.
Yeah, like the bicycle ones. We don't do that. Here, let me grab one. I've got. Can you see this? Here, I'll turn off. But
is the support extra like for the cage? Can you get supports, or what's that deal with that?
these are the wheels.
Yeah,
they come
those are
with
decent
now.
sized wheels. Those are fine. But I mean, as far as the cage goes, is there a support that you can buy, or does it come with it, or like just straps to keep the cage from rocking when you hit the ground? You know what I mean?
And Brian, show
So-
that wheel too. I got you on spotlight. We couldn't see it a second ago while you're
Oh,
answering.
yeah, I got you.
Uh-oh.
So
Don't
14
freeze.
inches
There we
this
go.
way. It's like
14
got it.
inch. Okay.
yeah, and then it's about 4 inches.
Is that
thickness
tubeless?
there?
Or is it
I
solid?
believe there is a tube in there. I honestly haven't taken one apart to take a look at it. So it's
I
a
don't-
2-piece rim, so surely there's a tube in there.
I don't see a valve stem, so I don't know.
Oh yeah, there is. It's
Oh, there is a valve
right
stem? Okay,
there.
well then it's tubeless, I think.
Sound like you're buying a wheelbarrow.
Now, did somebody mention
You
earlier
kind of see it
about
there in the light.
did somebody mention earlier about a trike with 2 wheels in the front and then a wheel in the back? Is that
No,
somebody?
what I was meaning,
Anti-trike.
what I was meaning was
That's right.
see how the wheel on a lot of the trikes, like if you pull up, hey, Brian, could you show your video, or could someone show a picture of Kanguk's trike?
I just thought someone was trying to like make like a tail dragger version of a trike, like an airplane.
I don't think that would work well at all.
No.
I think that would be really dangerous.
I think
But,
so.
but then again, I just saw a video of somebody connecting their paramotor and a hang glider to a boat, and they're taking off with the boat. So I just saw that today. So I guess whatever you want to do, right?
Yeah, try it out. Huh?
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, exactly. You see how the wheel is ahead of the trike? And it's kind of leaning, the frame is leaning back toward the trike. So you basically, what I was thinking was there is another trike out there where the wheel is the other way. So it's
So it's a positive caster, it's a negative caster.
What's
Yeah,
that, Doug? What's
The
that, Doug?
actual the caster of the wheel's opposite. So
Yeah.
you went from a positive caster to a negative caster.
Yeah.
Well,
And
that
then
thing
that
folds
way-
up tiny.
Yeah,
The
it folds up
theory is-
really small.
the theory is that the wheel will follow and wouldn't be as hard for it to self-rate, but I've heard that's not true.
You know, there's actually a couple airplanes out there like that have that auto centering wheel. I've flown a couple, and it's really interesting because it just doesn't it's not as nimble on the ground when you're taxiing and stuff. You know, when you're coming in and landing, it's perfectly fine.
Yeah, the
But yeah, I mean,
bearings, is that what
you do it on airplanes, right? There's no reason it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
That trike that we saw, what kind of paramotor can we put on that?
Pretty much anything that's got a flat base to it. You know, there's an adapter plate. There's the standard one, and there's an enlarged one. So anything that has flat rails that'll sit side to side, it'll hook right up to it.
Did we
I
ever
know they're retracted. Sorry, go ahead.
did you ever say anything about the support in the back for the cage? You know what I'm talking about? Do
So
you
the
have-
cage is.
Do you have
so
straps for that, or poles, or something to keep the cage from flexing when you hit the ground? Like, say you come down to land and you hit the left wheel too hard, your cage is going to flex this way. So is there anything to keep it from flexing like that? Like just maybe some straps from the cage down to the axles?
So the way our axles are designed, that's actually our suspension. So they're a fiberglass rod. They're meant to give, so that way you
Oh.
have a little bit of a smoother ride. Yeah, it's 1 inch fiberglass on these basics. I mean, it was in the photo there, but
Okay.
So if you put something there, if it was rigid, it kind of defeats the purpose of the flex. And if you have something soft, it doesn't really matter anyway. You know,
Right.
like a strap or something.
I see.
So a lot of our guys that are in the Kango product line are flying, you know, the double hooped cages, and they don't really have too much flex. So they're pretty rigid on these trikes. We've been flying one at our school for this whole season, and we've been riding the same trike with a 132 centimeter classic cage. We've had not an issue at all. And I've seen some pretty creative landings, I would say.
So since we have you on here and we are talking about trikes, for the people that are out there that are flying foot launch and think, you know what, a tractor trike or some sort of bolt-on trike that we can do temporarily, like at a fly-in, like Doug just said, everybody's humping their paramotor and their wing out into the field, and depending on which way the wind's blowing, it could be a hike. And then of course, after you land, now you got to hike it all back. One of the things that I really like is to bolt on my foot launch to my trike, have my wing in my hand, and go wherever I need to go at a fly-in, and set up and go fly. Right, Will Fly? Go fly. Right?
Go fly, yeah.
Go fly. All right, Will Fly. So that is a really good thing. So for the people that are like, okay, I can kind of understand getting a trike for something like that. What would something like that cost? How's it fold up? How is it set up? I mean, for people that are on the edge, that are like, I think I want one, but I don't know, how would you persuade them to say, hey, this is how you do it? This would be a good way of getting a trike, and it's inexpensive.
So obviously, I'm biased to the Kangook brand since that's who I represent. So take that all with a grain of salt. There's a lot of good trikes out there, but for ours, the basic is the cheapest. It's going to be $11.99, and we do have the free shipping special for the rest of this month. It's really a small package. When you see that photo that I had on my website, where it's got it all laid out with the tape measure and the Allen wrench and the everything, it's super quick build. The axles are quick release, so the thing's only 24 inches wide when you actually remove your paramotor frame from it. You can foot launch it. It's 4 bolts and a strap to connect everything, so you can switch between your foot launch and your trike launch. So if you have that nil wind August day where you just want to use the wheels, you can do that. But if you have a breeze the next time and you want a foot launch, you can do that as well. So it's very flexible. I know there's a lot of good trike options out there, so I'm obviously speaking on ours, but there's a lot of good choices. There's quite a few neat ideas I've seen out there. Yeah, you can see how small that package is.
I got something here I can't get rid of.
Do you have a 2-day guarantee where, like, if I get the trike and I go, holy crap, my paramotor won't fit?
Yeah, well, I can send you the dimensions of that plate as well. So I have a picture of it with a tape measure, and I've got a length and a width of it, so you can see the attachment there. Okay. And I actually added it on the parts page on that actual plate.
Cool.
But yeah, there's that second picture there is our school one, actually at our training field.
So the Kangook is the ones I was looking at. But
so this is the basic. And then you got the comfort, right? So what's the difference between a basic and a comfort?
So go up a little bit on the basic standard, just the regular basic. There's no roll cage or anything. It's just this bolt down paramotor frame. So what you're seeing in that photo there and then there in our field. And if you keep rolling down, the comfort gets rid of the foot launch harness and you replace it with a suspended harness like you see there. So we add on a roll cage. It's a stainless steel, and then the paramotor frame mounts up to that. We don't have any swing arms or the foot launch harness, so we swap out to this Trike Pilot harness. It's really nice because it has a huge pocket for reserve.
Is the top of that A assist, or is that just where you hook in?
That's where the wing hooks in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So we could still put our paramotor back there, or is it specific to a different paramotor? I mean,
no, it's so you can put any paramotor back there, but you're not going to use your harness for your paramotor, your foot launch paramotor. It's a dedicated harness just to the trike, if that makes sense.
That seems to be really nice and comfortable, especially with the roll cage and stuff too.
Yeah,
So-
a little more comfort, a little more protection from the roll cage, but you know, the price reflects that.
Gotcha. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, they have quite a few options. And then there's, of course, the KX1 trike, which kind of follows that same series. And then that can be expanded into a tandem version as well. So a lot of our guys local that fly trikes, they like to fly the tandem one with that front seat removed and all the provisions for the front seat removed. So it still meets the FAR 103 requirements, but they get the extra space of a tandem trike and they fly it solo.
Interesting. Have you flown these trikes?
I'm not really a big trike guy, and the reason is I fly an airplane and I have a Cessna 150, and when I push my left pedal, I go left. And a trike, if I push the left pedal, I go right. And I'm dedicating that brain power to the airplane right now.
Understood. Totally
So,
understand.
I mean, I've driven them around the field. It's a ton of fun. I've used them to put my gear out there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I like that. I like that the one with the frame or with the roll bars. Just not sure how would so you would have to disconnect your harness and your swing arms and then put the motor on behind that then, correct?
That is correct. Generally speaking, if you're going with the Comfort series, you're not going to be foot launching and trike launching. You're just trike launching.
Oh my gosh. What is that thing? It looks like you're laying down when you're flying. Look at that. That's like a lazy boy.
This is not your,
It's crazy.
this is
That's
not your
cool.
father's trike.
That is laying down. You're gonna be looking in the sky.
I couldn't find it for some reason, but anyways, James in the chat turned me onto this. But yeah, that's a mean looking trike. And so they call it the bush dog.
Yeah,
You could either fly or jump sand dunes with that
it
thing.
looks like it. Now they have this also, the Bush Dog, as a quad also. This is one of the things that my current student is looking into is a quad, a trike, or something. So, you know, looking at all the different things that are available, I want him to be able to go, oh, I want the, you know, this, the Bush Hog or a retractor trike or, you know, the opportunity to see what's what.
Well, starting at what was it?
$11.99. Oh, for the
$19,795.
So $20,000 you can have yourself a nice trike. It's a 4-stroke. It's
Wow.
It's a complete paramotor, I'd say, huh?
I believe it comes with the wing.
Just get rid of your wife and buy one of those, right? I mean,
It should come with a wing at that price, in my opinion, but I guess it doesn't.
I don't see it actually.
Did that say motor can be purchased separately on the $19,000? I mean, it was down a little bit where you was just at. Go down a little bit.
It did say
Motor
that.
can be purchased separately. So that's just the trike without the motor? Are you kidding me?
No,
Yeah,
that
man.
includes the
God.
motor.
really impress your friends with that one.
I got to buy the motor next year because I can't afford pay 20 grand for this
Oh,
frame.
no, that includes the motor. It can
Oh.
be purchased separately if you want to.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, man, that's
Okay,
crazy.
so Steve, how many do you want, man?
Yeah, he's supposed to be spending that money on his credit card. He doesn't need that house.
Yeah.
It's like just put a tent over that, and there's your house, and everybody's happy.
Well, I mean that Can't Cook Basic trike, $11.99. I have not found an add-on trike for that kind of price. Most of them are $2,200, $2,500. They're double that price.
I think
mean,
the retractor trike retails at $1,600. I think.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Besides those two trikes is the only ones I've seen reasonable that I would be considered.
The Foxy
buy.
trike is what goes with my Paramotor, but it's got a small wheelbase and it's $2,500. So it's like, and it doesn't fold up as small as that one does. That one's like carry bag size.
I know that's like I just put that underneath my my front seat as I'm driving or something.
I like that.
I'm kind of in the market for another light trike. what's the overall weight on the basic?
32
30
pounds.
pounds.
32 pounds. So really,
And that's with the bigger
difference.
wheels.
And that's a tank of fuel. So
That's true.
that's
30
a
pounds
big
is a
deal.
tank of fuel. Yep.
I mean, 19,000 is only 7,000 less than my house was.
So the
Damn.
Kango trike, the basic is $11.99, but then once you step up to the comfort, the price jumps up considerably too, right?
Yeah, and that price also includes the harness and everything, which is a major driver there.
Okay.
And roll bars. So it goes from, just a stick
Yeah.
with wheels to a roll bar and a harness. And it seems like that'd definitely be the way to go.
Yeah, if you don't plan the foot launch, going the comfort direction is pretty nice. They're comfy.
So how long does it take to break it down or to set it up, roughly?
So it depends on what your definition is of breakdown. If you're on, let's say, the basic standard, right, and you're gonna transition between, you went out to the field, you've got your frame in the back of your truck, and you've got your trike separate. You can pop the axles on in 5-10 seconds. It's a single pin, and it's 4 bolts to put the actual paramotor onto the frame. So I don't know, 5 minutes maybe.
I got a question for you. So on that comfort trike, it comes with its own harness, right? So how does it strap you in? Is it just like one strap? Is it more like a backpack type strap? How do you?
It's got the it's more of like a seatbelt style.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So it's like
'cause-
easily you could just jump in, clip, go. Gotcha.
Yeah, there's photos of it on there.
Are we talking about the comfort one here?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you got? So you can see it's got like over the shoulder, straps, but you see how you're hanging from that rear support and then the roll cage.
Yep.
So you're just sitting in it and buckling up essentially.
So you don't have like leg straps, and you don't have to do all that then.
It does have a strap between your legs still. So if you were to get into that weird position, you're not just going to go falling out of it.
Gotcha.
And that's the APCO trike pilot is what they call it for the harness. And there's actually adjustment in the very back of that that you can raise and lower the position of that. So you can change your incline as you're sitting there. You can't see it from the photo. It's a bit difficult.
So if you're like, depending on how tall you are, your head won't be bumping the bars. Is that what you're saying? You can lower that down?
Yeah, you can raise and lower it.
Okay.
It looks like your head would be through the bars, wouldn't it? I mean, if this is your shoulder straps here, your head would be above, right?
Yeah, that's what I would think.
Yeah, the way that one's positioned. That one's put pretty high. The if you're going to carry a reserve bag, load it like that, you see at the bottom of the harness, you're going to want to ride it a little bit higher to give you a little bit of room.
Yep.
So Kangook is manufactured in Canada?
Yep, Shawinigan.
So how about parts and stuff like that? You guys have an easy time getting parts?
Yeah, we haven't had a problem. And I've got quite a few spares on hand here in Kansas. So any frame parts you would need, strapping, the basics, we have it all here. I get it out in about 24 hours for you if you need anything.
Cool.
I can't do it. I'll be in so much trouble.
You can't do it, or you don't want.
I want to do it. I just can't do it now. I'm gonna pay $1 million. Okay, so when it's not free shipping, how much is shipping for that trike?
I think I could do it for like $45.
Damn.
So this is
Get your house first. Get your house first, and then you're.
She heard me. She said no.
I'll still be here. It's perfectly fine.
So
Well,
this
I'll be honest. You might get a call from me about the basic.
I've already explained that I can't get it right now. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh,
So this is the tandem one. So you get the tandem one here,
Oh, now you're talking.
and you can take
Yeah,
off
that's
the
the KX
tandem
one.
part. And what's the difference as far as the frame? Is the frame a little bit different? I mean, I see a place right here for is that a? I don't know what that is. I can't really tell.
That's to step on, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's for so you've got the front one towards the wheels, and that's for the front, passenger or student. And then you've got the back ones where the instructor has the ability to go around the student pilot to steer. So that's the KX1 Solo Comfort. So you can see that the roll cage is shorter. There's just a little bit less room,
Okay.
less material. It keeps it lighter. Only one harness. The difference between the KX1 and the basic is that frame for the KX1 is fully welded. So you can see there's a diagonal tube running from the very back to the front, and that's welded in. So you're not going to be able to break that down as easily as the basic trike.
I see. Definitely more sturdy and very interesting where your legs go, your feet go. Okay, so the instructors would be right here, and then the student would be up there, right? Or your passenger.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's neat.
Yeah, passenger, student, whoever you have.
So you make it close enough for people with short legs like me that can put their feet on those bars, the front bars or whatever, comfortably, as the saying goes, when you do a tandem.
Oh yeah, and the beauty of it is
I'm
when you're
talking like the passenger,
suspended,
sitting in
you can
front.
move those harnesses wherever you want to. You can move them up, you can move them back, you can slide them all over.
Oh, okay. I was looking like where you hang on, where the passenger hangs on.
Tony's
That's me,
asking what kind of
Because when I went on my first tandem, it was like the first thing I sat down, and I looked and I'm like, what do I hang on to? Do I get to hang on to something? I thought you just, put your hands in front of you and go up in the air. And I had the bars, but yeah. Because
Tony wants to know what kind of weight the trike will hold, but I don't I don't know if that frame has been weight tested. We talking about putting 2 600-pound people on the trike? I don't know.
True. Huh?
Yeah, I know. So the KX1s, the axles are thicker. They're 1.5 inches compared to the 1 inch on the basic. So it'll support more weight. But back in the day, they used to run tandems off the basic trike with no issue.
Wow.
You would use like a foot launch spreader bar, and you would tie the motor in and just kind of adapt a plate for the passenger to sit on, and that's wild. But
so it's possible to use the basic as a tandem setup if you got the power.
I'm not going to recommend that, but it has been done.
All right, Doug, you were doing a bunch of tandems all summer.
I just look at that tandem trike, and I'm like, I could get another 4-wheeler. No offense.
Yeah, Doug was doing a bunch of tandems all summer. So I'm like, oh my God, I want to go over there.
Yeah, I got,
Lindy,
I got 28 this summer. So
that's pretty good.
Nice.
Yeah.
So if y'all want free shipping, you have to buy it before the end of January. I'm just telling y'all now. Just reminding you.
Think you're telling your wife that, ain't you?
No, I'm just.
Well, now the really nice tandem trike you have there, the overall price of that, how does that compare to the Blackhawk at 19,000? I mean, it's probably.
I would say we are competitive.
I say, at that price, you can't afford not to buy it. I mean, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one we saw earlier for 19, that was the Blackhawk.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I would definitely go with the other one.
Oh, you can splurge. You're young.
I'd sell my house,
Sell your house and get half a trike. Yep, get half a trike. That's awesome.
Just another mortgage.
John Wayne, he flies the Mac Fly trike. And John, you got the mini trike? Yeah, you got the mini trike, right?
Mecca Fly. Yeah, can you zoom in on that trike?
I sure can. I think I can click on the picture. Does that help?
Okay. Yeah, it helps a little bit. It looks like the wheels are a lot smaller, and it looks like there's a spring on the front too, so it stays straight.
Curious, is those steel mags or plastic mags?
Probably plastic.
That breaks down pretty nice.
That folds up pretty small.
It does, not smaller than the Kanguk though.
Oh, Kangoo definitely smaller.
Well, the tires are definitely wider than my retractor trike.
Yeah. So interesting. I think John likes his. Pretty sure. John says, yeah, he has the mini trike.
What are the other trikes that they have that you can bolt on? You were just there. I saw another one, I think.
Oh, 1,700 pounds or euros?
That's euros, yeah. So
That's definitely more than US dollars. I can't.
And I
remember the
bet you there's
exchange
no
rate,
free
but-
shipping this month.
well, it says it's titanium steel structure, TIG welded, and I mean titanium's not cheap, so
No.
Do that.
it's give and take with this sport, just like anything else. I don't see what you were talking about, Sean.
Go back.
It was
Go
on,
back
go back
one.
one page, yeah.
Yeah, go back one page. Yeah.
Oh, the tandem
Definitely looks.
trike?
Yeah, that's a tandem trike.
Yeah,
That's what
so
I did.
that's gotta be about 5,800 regular dollars, I'm guessing. You convert that over.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exchange rate was a lot less back in the day when I went to France.
I wonder if that's just the
it's still
trike
higher.
and not the motor. Probably not the motor. Probably just the trike, huh?
That's just a trike. There's no way that's with the motor.
That's
Yeah, that's a deal.
That's pretty interesting there.
$5,000, 5,000 euros, whatever that is. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's about 10% more euro to a dollar right now.
Yeah.
Wow, it's really straightened out quite a bit, huh? That's
Hey,
I only know that because I bought a bunch of e-props and I was surprised.
Brian Fran said 1,700 euros equals $1,839.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
John Wayne said $1 trillion.
Might as well be.
Bryant, I'm sorry. The basic
You're good.
trike. I saw two different pictures on that basic trike. As far as the way that the trike bolts to the trike the paramotor bolts to the actual frame of the trike. Because I saw one picture where it looked like hooks around the frame, and then another one they just like flat plates. So what version is it on now?
So it's they're like longer rails that bolt onto that plate. The hook style we use on the KX1s, but some people like to mix and match.
Oh,
They have a very similar, adapter style between the two different trikes. So you can plug and play as you like.
I see.
All this talk of trikes makes me want to spend money, but I'm gonna have to wait. It looks fun.
I mean, to me, it just looks like it'll save a heck of a lot of hassle, man, carrying all that
Yeah.
stuff around and
Yeah,
foot launching.
I definitely would consider it in the future because right now I'm 37 years young and I don't mind pumping it on my back.
If you're gonna fly a trike and you do a lot of foot launch, start with a really light trike. I mean, you're still weight shift. You don't notice it's there at all. If I fly the big trike, then you're flying a machine and you're always kind of trying to balance everything out. You don't do that with a retracted trike or a light trike. It's just there. So you're flying as normal. You don't even notice it's there 90% of the time.
Nice.
Perfect.
Yeah, I guess that little extra weight would make me go a little faster or a little slower. I would think. I don't know. I guess
The
faster.
heavier you
Faster.
are, the
You
more
go
you
faster.
carve. It'd be a lot faster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, John, that's right. I saw his trike at Moonshiners. That is right.
I mean, if I was on a trike, I'd just feel a lot better about coming to land with my motor on instead of off. That way I could like feather
done
the
a couple.
throttle to get it close to the ground and then just boom, I'm on the ground.
Do you,
Yeah.
It
Flying
is
right
nice
on.
to be able-
have you not?
nice to be able to land in any direction too. So you can land into the wind, cross the wind. It doesn't matter on a trike.
Yeah.
You still
Yeah, I've done
want to
touch
take
and
off.
goes.
You still want to take off into the wind the best you can, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
they're
Throws
really
you
fun.
in.
Yeah, really like the trikes. Trikes are great.
Another challenge.
And Sean, you said you had a retractor trike that you use as well.
I do not have a retractor trike. I got kind of a trike. It's a bolt-on type of trike. It's not a name brand. It kind of been just made. But I think I'm gonna look into the retractor trike. But since we just talked with Bryant, it sounds like that tandem rig sounds like a pretty good deal.
Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah, pretty popular.
Walter Priori says his trike cost him $30,000 20 years ago.
Mm.
Now he built his own. That's amazing how he built that.
Yeah, see, I thought about building my own as well, but when I was welding for a trailer company, I got all my welding gear. I just don't have a welder no more. So that was the plan, but still may be.
A lot of people
I
are
had
doing
access to
it.
all kinds of steel.
Todd Falstad, he's done it. Todd
Mhm.
Todd Scott, he's done it.
A lot of people built their own trike. I mean, long as it's connected to your paramotor harness, I mean, you're just putting on wheels. It's like
Mhm.
you know, I guess standing on a one wheel or something, or something,
You're-
or a bicycle.
You're right, John.
Yeah.
Kylo did just start building trikes. I asked him the other day because I thought he was just kind of dabbling in it, but he was like, "No, I've already built 5 of them and sold 3 already." I was like, "Oh, okay." I don't know what he sells them for, but he did start making trikes. I don't
That's
know what
awesome.
he's going to call them.
That's got to be cool. I mean, that's got to be an advantage when you're also a flight school, you know.
Yeah, he's got like a
I built
full
another one.
machine shop. He's got a lathe and everything in his shop, so he just sits there and makes stuff.
Yeah, I really wanted to go to his little fly-in after Thanksgiving. I had the potential to go. I just was working the day after.
Oh,
So I
he was
couldn't
sick
go.
from what I understand most of the time. I think on the Sunday he was able to fly, but all the rest of the days he was sick in bed.
Oh
So
no, that's awful. Yeah, I didn't
Yeah.
make it either. I didn't make
Yeah, I
any
seen-
Lions last year.
Yeah, I've been catching rides with a buddy of mine, and as long as he's got an opening, I'm usually trying to like, oh yeah, take me, man. I'll definitely go. He's been nice enough to let me get the ride. I try to do what I can for fuel wise.
I stole my wife's glass.
I might have to go get me some of that after the show.
Well, however you want to identify, we can't really say all on you.
Someone in the chat asked who else going to Moonshiners. I think it was
Where's that?
Motor Mahoney.
Where's that one at?
Not Moonshiners. I'm sorry. Bad Apples.
I loved the Bad Apples when I went my first year.
I will try my best.
I will be
That's
gone.
all I can say is I will try my best. What are the dates? Anybody know offhand?
I think it's
It's-
May.
it's like May 18th or something because the flying I'm going to starts May 17th through the 21st, and Bad Apples is like the same time. So it's either one or the other, but Spring Wings in my state, so I gotta go to that one.
Yeah.
A lot closer.
Yeah, and I only got to spend 2 days, 2.5 days at Bad Apples because of work and travel time. But if I can go it again, I would love to stay for the whole week.
Let me see if I can find Bad Apples.
2 days isn't enough, Michael.
No, I know. I got there at 2 a.m. and it was too late to set up my tent and stuff. So I literally just put the tarp over my bed, my sleeping bag out, put the tarp over me, and slept in the truck until I heard motors running up. And then I was like, "Oh, time to fly."
Yeah,
That's
May 18th. In
Yeah.
120 days. I may not be able to because we got 2 cruises that we're going to, one in June and one for our big anniversary. So we got 2 cruises. So I don't know if I'll be able to go on May and then a cruise on
Wow.
June and then another cruise to
2
Alaska.
cruises. Look at you.
You know what I need to do is to tell you what days that we're going to be gone. I don't need you to book guess on the days that I'm going to be on a cruise because I don't think that would really work very well.
You don't want to pay for cruise internet, I'll tell you right now.
But I do. Remember last
do?
time? Yeah, remember last time I was on a cruise?
That's true.
I did come on and say hello. So I don't
Too
know.
bad there wasn't a little runway on the cruise ship.
They give you like
Wouldn't
15-minute
that
blocks.
be amazing? Would that
Instead
be
of landing in a
amazing?
boxing ring, land on the cruise ship.
Can you imagine being out there and then all of a sudden have a motor out and you land in the ocean?
Yeah, just have,
500 miles from any shore, and you're like, I'm glad I have
Yeah.
floats.
you gotta have floats, but you got like all these people on this cruise. They got rescue guys that come get you.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
just like in the movies, you know.
I do not want to be landing in the ocean. No, sorry, Bob. But that would be neat. That would be neat. I haven't been on a cruise ship with roller coasters, but there are cruise ships with roller coasters that go along the side and stuff. That would be
Oh,
neat.
no.
It's
Boy.
crazy.
You'd have to have that Dramamine, like a whole bottle. You're gonna do that. It's bad enough, I think, when you're on a
Nah.
cruise and
I
then you jump on a roller
Don't get
coaster.
sick. I don't get sick. I mean, roller coasters, everything I do, I don't get motion sickness at all. Do you guys get motion sickness from anything? Do you guys get yeah, does flying paramotors or trikes scare you or get you that motion sickness or
I
Well,
don't know. I
No.
didn't, when I went on my first tandem, never bothered me at all. And I have vertigo. So it's like, it was really weird. I got up in the air. It was like,
well, because you went vertical.
ah,
So I had 7 hours in an airplane in GA, and I was in the military. I was have flown in big stuff. I was on the USS Enterprise, and I got seasick on that sucker one day. We had big waves hitting it. So when I started flying,
beam you off of it, that's all. I mean, it's
yeah.
Enterprise.
But yeah, I had the 7 hours. I ended up having motion sickness, but it wasn't until I started training paramotors did like the motion sickness went away. I started doing paramotor training within 7 hours of GA training, and after paramotor training, I didn't get sick anymore flying the airplane, and I haven't got sick since. So I think it was just my body getting used to it.
I think I've been on 4
Planet
cruises.
Shane in the super chat said, "I get motion sick and air sick easily."
Yeah, I've been
That'll
on
get
like
better.
four cruises, and only one of them was really bad, where the whole ship was like leaning back and forth, and stuff was sliding across the tables.
Well, that'd be cool. Never had that.
It was, oh yeah, it was big time storming or something, because I was like, man, everything's sliding. But I think the weirdest feeling, like if you go on a cruise for quite a few days, when you get back and get off the boat, it still
still
feels
feel
like,
it.
yeah,
Yep.
you're like, whoa, it
That's
feels
still
so.
sometimes when I get done paramotoring, it still kind of feels like I'm floating, flying in there. So the one thing that was recommended to me when I was getting sick, because when you get sick in airplanes and GA training, you basically, hey, we got to go back and land. I'm not going to put the name brand on there, but this was I don't know if you see it, but it's a wristband that you put on, you crank up. It's like a little tingling sensation in your wrist.
oh, wow.
That was my backup in case I started getting sick before I did paramotor. So it was just a little wristband. You charge it and you crank it up, and then somehow it works.
Has anybody ever got the weird feeling? Like, I think it was my second flight when I landed. I had like goosebumps, and all the hair was standing up on my arms. Is that like
Really?
normal? Yeah.
I've never had that. That's
Never had it.
Adrenaline
I was like,
rush,
what?
maybe?
Maybe,
Were you-
because when I landed, I was like,
a lot
what?
of nylon, like sliding
get-
across that
No.
electricity or
I was short sleeve shirt, and when I landed, dude, all the hair was standing up on my arms. I was like, damn, am I full of static, or am I just, I don't know what it was.
Was there any clouds? Because that's usually when that happens, it's like there's going to be lightning or something. But I assume that you weren't flying where there was cumulonimbus clouds or anything.
No.
Did you?
Oh, interesting.
Bill, I think that was a flight where Bill was, so Bill would know. I mean, I was, yeah, I don't, what did she say?
Could be.
Shane's Shane's Planet Shane says Dramamine makes me feel so effed up in the head. I'm trying a weird zapping bracelet now. So I guess it's the same thing that Michael was talking about, trying to convince myself it works. So placebo effect wins, if nothing else.
I mean,
So,
I had to crank mine all the way up. I had to max it out when I would feel that feeling. But like I said, now I don't even use it. I keep it in my flight bag in case one time my daughter went with me. She's never flown before, so I decided to let her try it out, but she didn't even turn it on. She didn't get sick.
yeah.
She
The
said-
only, my
she
buddy's
said that
wife
was-
swears by hers. She every time we go out to Lake Michigan, She always has her bracelet, turns it on, and she swears by it. But
Oh yeah,
that's the only place to see sick.
She said that was my body trying to sprout feathers. Just saying.
The students that I've flown with that had motion sickness problems, they went away after a while. So just like anything else, you practice, the more you do it, the less susceptible you're going to be to those nauseating feelings when you fly.
Yeah, don't eat like I ate McDonald's before, and this was like right before my 7 hours yet. I ate McDonald's right before lesson, and
Yay, good
ended
choice
up getting
on that one.
it was not a pretty sight.
I wonder how many people were afraid or are afraid of heights that are now flying paramotors. I'll tell you right now, I am afraid of heights. Deathly afraid of heights. You will not see me on a ladder. You will not see me on a roof. You will not see me on one of these big, tall water towers. But man, I will buzz around it. I will fly, 10,000 feet. I will fly anywhere. I do not feel afraid in a paramotor. But
I love roller coasters and heights when it comes to like that. I love that. I never got sick, but it was the one time I was in a tree helping my uncle cut a tree, man, and I was like, screw this. I'd rather be in my paramotor than climbing a dang tree.
Yep.
You was climbing a tree like a monkey or what?
I fell off a tree and sprained my ankle. I fell off a house. I fell off ladders. So you won't see me on that, but I'll fly all day long.
Yeah, you got some bad luck there.
Yeah, I need to be strapped into a paramotor when I go on top of a house, and I'll be perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I saw my
brother
climbing up that ladder with a paramotor on your back, but I'll be safe.
There are three of us that were able to fly in the UP, and we were up at Brockway Mountain, and we all were foot launched in the very top of the mountain. None of us had the guts to run off the mountain and do it. We all went back down to the lowest level, went to the golf course, and then went up and flew around the top of the mountain, came back down. So yeah, I get you. Way easier to launch, go up in the air than it is to stare down and go, screw this.
So, okay, so I'm going to ask all you guys. Okay, so Jim, when did you have your very first flight? Was it a foot launch, or were you on just a tandem? Not a tandem, just a paramotor.
My first flight was foot launch, and I took off myself.
Oh, good.
Way back in 1965. No.
Jim, did you get the chance?
If we're going first flights, no way. I was flying back when I was like 3. I've been flying forever, as far as I know.
Very cool. Jim, Michael, when was your first? When you first started flying, your very first time?
My first flight was actually in a powered parachute, in a double powered parachute where you got 2 seaters. I had actually sit the lower section, or he would sit in front and I would sit up behind him. And that was my first flight. And that's really what got me into the sport of paramotor, to find paramotors. I was like, I can't afford a powered parachute. And then I started searching and scouring the webs and found paramotors. I'm like, well, that's
a lot smaller.
Nervous
the first time you flew by yourself? Were you really, really nervous? Because I'm thinking that.
I mean, technically in training, I flew by myself. I mean, you kind of have that hesitant feeling like, oh, wow, you're doing this. I had the instructor in my ear, but then at home, when I got home, when I flown at home by myself for the first time, like I said, I fly by myself more than I fly with a group of people. The only time I fly with a group of people is usually at a fly-in.
Yeah.
So, because there's guys around me that are close. The guys in Boonville, Missouri. They're but it's an hour drive for me to get there. And by the time I know if they're flying or not, I have yet to track up and go. I've had one guy kind of meet me halfway, and we've flown. But at first, I was.
When was yours, Doug? When was your first flight? Very first time you? Did you fly? Did you do a trike, or did you fly a paramotor, or did you foot launch? What'd you do?
Well, for a paramotor, all that stuff started foot launch. Did that for a year and a half. transition to a trike. My very first flight was an F-16. So that was my first time in the air ever. And well, my wife at that time was air traffic controller. They were having an air show at the airport, so she got me and her both to ride in one. And I had never been in a plane before ever, and I was 22, so 23. Got to fly in that, then really wasn't scared of anything after that.
Yeah, you got to experience the best of the best flight there.
It was pretty badass. I've got a bitchin' picture of it.
That's cool. That's cool. I'm glad I just want to say real quick, Doug, I'm glad you're in the chat with us tonight in the Zoomy here and everything, because it's been a while. Doug was one of our guests, like what, 4 years ago?
I
Sean?
know. He's been on like almost every single year that we've been here, and this is our fourth year, our fourth season, and here he is again. So welcome, Doug. I'm glad that you've been here all this time.
Yes,
this is
he
great.
was one of our guests. Yeah.
We're coming up on 3 years of my incident. So yeah, that's coming up in 3 years.
Valentine's Day. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's been 4 years for your guys' show.
Yep. And Sean, when was your first flight? I have to go through everybody. It's only fair. So
yeah, so I took my first flight around my birthday of 2019. That was my first solo off of a mountain. So I free floated, free flown. I don't know. This
midday stuff
sound weird, but yeah, I did my first solo off of a mountain, which was awesome. I really do like the free fly. But then right after that, I got my paramotor, and I took off and flew a paramotor in 2019. And the cool thing is that first wing that I got, that Roadster 3, from June until the end of the year. So I got it like June until the end of the year. That 6 months, I put on 350 hours of flying. I could not get enough. I was like, this is all I want to do. And a couple of years later, that's all I did. I started Paramotor Arkansas and became a flight instructor. Been 2 years of teaching flight school so far, and I will never look back. That's all I do from sun up to sundown, 7 days a week. And let me tell you something, if you think that being an instructor is easy and relax, no. Imagine getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning so you can go out and be with your students at daylight, work with them all day long, and then at night when everybody goes home, you're putting away stuff. I mean, you are up from 4 o'clock in the morning until 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and that is your life. And let me tell you, I have not worked a day in my life since I started being paramotor instructor, because that may be a lot of hours, 18 hours a day, but every single second of it, I love to the bottom of my heart. I just love every second of it.
That's awesome.
Just like being a teacher, you don't do it for the money. You know, and you're not an instructor for the money. You're doing it because of the love of the sport.
Yeah, and you want your students, to feel the same way, how you feel, get them excited. So that's cool. So moving on to scuba, your very first flight.
Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. I guess my first flight, if you count just being in the air under a parachute or a parasail, I went parasailing. I'd say my timing's off, maybe 6 or 7 years ago in the Bahamas. And that I was scared to death to get on there because I'm technically afraid of heights, not as bad as Sean. I don't like seeing people up high. If I watch videos, makes my hands sweat. But when I'm up there myself, I'm fine. It's the same way with Sean. You know, I'm fine if I'm flying, but so I went parasailing in the Bahamas, and I was looking down, and I was like, man, this is so smooth. It's beautiful. It was really just a smooth flight. So that, I think, kind of made me more susceptible to doing paramotoring, which my first flight, I went and trained with Kylo, and my first flight was May 5th, 2022. I will not forget that date.
Okay.
And absolutely amazing. I was hooked. I told myself when I went down there, when I did this, I'm either going to like it and go, oh, that was fun, and let it go, or I was going to be hooked, and I was hooked. I
Exactly.
think
That's like
anybody
me when
that
I went
does
on
it
my tandem,
would be
same
hooked.
thing.
Yeah.
You're gonna like it or you're not gonna want to do it ever again. And I loved it and I'm gonna do it again. So
Oh, a shout out to Bill H. He left $5 in the super chat. Thank you very
thank
much.
you, Bill. Love you,
Anything
man.
anything that you guys drop in the super chat definitely goes over to our nonprofit runintothesky.org to help disabled veterans get gear after they go to training. So we will provide training if but the first part of this is all the people that went through Resurgence PPG and got training. We're going to try to get all those vets gear. So thank you very much, Bill H. That's going to help out.
Thank you. Okay, so Brian, you gotta tell us when your first flight.
That was a long time ago. 2003.
Wow, man, you're
And
old.
I was 17. And
Oh, no, I'm
I
old.
was I was flying airplanes, doing my airplane lessons, and we were doing touch and goes in Martinsburg, West Virginia. And my instructor just opened the door, said take it around the patch 2 or 3 times, and then just walked away. So sprung on me right in the moment, and then I heard the air traffic controller start laughing. So it was quite an experience, completely unexpected. But yeah, it was quite a while ago. It was in a Cessna 172. You just hopped out of the plane, said take it around and go. So
Holy
2 or 3
moly.
landings, landed it.
That's
It
it.
was very uneventful, fortunately.
Very cool. All right, Mr. Will Fly, your first time.
I can't really tell you when my first time was because my dad always had an airplane. So I'm sure when I was a baby, I was flying. But
I mean,
I personally, I soloed when I was 16 at a Palm Beach International. So that'd have been back 1983.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, since then, of course, I became a flight instructor and I thoroughly enjoy flying. Paramotoring, my first flight was January 23rd, 2020. So coming up on 3 years with that.
Oh, nice.
I'm on mute. Okay. Well, thanks, guys. I just thought I'd changed up a little bit tonight, you know.
Yeah, that was an awesome question.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks. You know, get you guys just kind of, everybody kind of talk about their flights and
When was your
whatnot.
first crash or prop break? No.
No.
And I see Linda's like the picture gal for like the Michigan fly-in. Is that right, or is it?
The what?
Oh, I seen like the USPPA website for the fly-ins this year, and then
Oh yeah,
I looked down.
the event calendar. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yep. Eric Lear sent that to me. And of course, yeah, you saw me on the page for Torchport. Representing, yes.
Yeah.
Torch this year. So I'm like the Torchport like mascot, you know. That's what I used to call myself anyway. Yeah. So you can just go through there and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, that's Paramount. So I will be signing out autographs later. So y'all, you know, you're gonna have to kind of wait. I'm very busy, you know, doing shows on Monday night and Thursday.
Contact your agent.
Yes. So anyway, all right, take it away, Sean.
Oh, well,
I just followed myself tonight.
on that note, let's go ahead and for fun look back.
Oh, if I take my
at,
glasses off, you know what that means.
Right, but before that, let's look back and at 2019. Now remember, back in 2017, I had that heart surgery and a stroke as a complication. It took me all of 2019 to get better enough after watching Tucker Gott fly to McDonald's and go, I know what I want to do. And then my birthday, here we go, back in 2019, I was on top of a mountain and I was able to take my first solo off the mountain. I'm like, really?
You look scared.
All by myself? It's like I can barely kite. What are you talking
All
about?
by myself.
He's like, I don't know about this. Are you sure this is safe?
I thought I was just
Fine.
gonna kite the wings some more because and here I am. This is my first flight, my first,
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
and I took just a little bit of video on flying, so I thought that was really
That
cool.
helmet. Do you still have that helmet?
That's my bike helmet.
I thought you still have that.
That's my bike helmet. But
So wait, that was free flight, right?
yes,
Hmm.
You look
I still have
pretty
it.
darn calm.
Yeah, you look comfy.
it was really, really, really fun. I really enjoyed
Yeah.
it, and
It looked like it.
Have you done much since?
well, believe it or not, I'm not much of a go on top of a mountain and wait. I'm not a para-weight type of guy, which is the reason why I got into paramotoring. Free flight is fun, but the free flight that I enjoy is to be towed up in the air, release, and fly around because, hey, I'm immediately up. I don't have to wait for the right time or wait for somebody else. So I like the towing part. So we got a tow machine at the school. So if I want to be towed, I can get towed up to about 3,000 feet, disconnect, and just fly around and have fun in my free
You
flight.
did. Didn't you do an SIV?
Did a
Sean?
bunch. Yeah, did
Yeah.
3 SIVs.
And
Going to be
Robert
doing.
did. Yeah, Robert did too.
Yep,
From
going to be doing another SIV.
paragliding talk. Yes.
We every time that I get a new wing, I try to go out and do the SIV. So I got a couple of wings this year. Fortunately slash unfortunately, I got a hybrid skin wing from APCO, and then I got the F3, and those are really, really fun. They're much faster than my big boaty wings that I'm used to, and I'm starting to carve a little bit more and do a little bit more up in the air. I mean, obviously, I want to be safe, so I'm slowly going to the more carvy and unrated wings.
Well, there you go. Wow. So did you who'd you do the SIV with? Did you do it with
Andrew
Andrew?
Fuller, yeah. Mhm.
He's good. He's good.
Yeah.
that had to be scary when he's like, okay, now I want you to collapse your wing.
Okay,
Talking
the
on the
funny
radio.
part
Oh.
is that the first year that I did it was 2019, where I was still weak from the stroke thing, right? So trying to pull the A's down, I was cramping, my shoulders were cramping, I could barely pull it down. I was like, this is like a pull-up, I can't do
Yep.
it. But as soon as you let go, poof, it opens up.
I
So
remember that video.
I learned right away that these wings want to fly, and no matter what you do to them, you try to collapse these damn things, they want to just keep on flying. So it really helped me be more comfortable in my gear, knowing that my gear is safe, knowing that I can pretty much do anything I want to, and that damn wing is going to stay afloat. Really changed the way I thought. I mean, back when I first started, I was doing some really small S turns, thinking, "Holy crap, I'm doing wing overs! Look at me go!" And I was like, "Nope, that's not a wing over. That's an S turn." At the SIV course, where I really pulled and I started doing this number, and I'm looking down, and my wing is down there, and I'm way up here, and I'm like, "Now this is a wing over." It scared the crap out of me, but man, some of the most fun things that you can ever do is go to an SIV clinic. So a shout out to Andrew Fuller at Skylab SIV over in Florida. Man, he's going to be on the show at the end of the month.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should share this or not, but I guess I will. The reason why that he is going to be on is because he's
I'm
been
excited.
going to school for the last month, learning how to inspect and repair wings.
Oh, cool.
So right now I've sent everything over to Cloud9, but he might be the next person to send my wings to every year.
Yeah, I think he mentioned that when he was doing my harness stuff. He said he was going to be doing some school.
How do you like that harness?
I love it.
Oh, Will, I see your mouth moving, but you're on mute, buddy.
Yeah, I get ignored better that way, I guess. Where do you go? I mean, where would someone go if they wanted to learn how to do something like that? You go over to Europe or
to learn what?
That's a niche to, repair wings and sewing. I mean, he already knows how to sew and stitch and stuff like that, right? He's got the equipment.
Yeah, he packs reserve wings and all that stuff. So he's really adding a lot of a lot of stuff to his repertoire. When is he going to be on, Linda? I know it's the last Monday of this month in January. I can't remember what day that is offhand, but whatever that Monday is, and Paramount, you're on mute too.
30th.
Is it the 30th? Okay.
Yeah,
So-
Bad Apples, he actually did like a free ground SIV course I got to sit in and kind of listen and kind of gain some knowledge from and, understand. He's like, well, I can't remember every topic he talked about, and he would know. He's an SIV guy, but it was definitely interesting, me being in my first year.
That was one thing I didn't know. So if you have a wing that's damaged or needs inspected, you send it to Cloud9.
There's a bunch of different places. You just search online for paragliding wing yearly inspection. Cloud9 comes up, and a bunch of other ones come up. I don't know why, but I started off with Cloud9, and they always send coupons back every time that I send a wing in for discounts for my next wing. So they kind of kept me, going to them. So
I gotcha.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
didn't know
somebody was on the field. We had when I went to Bad Apples this year, some guy was flying like a 5 or 6 year old wing doing, I think it was a free ride doing aerobatics, and the A-line snapped on him. And so he had to throw his reserve. That was something I witnessed too. It was crazy.
Bad Apples?
He ended up at Bad Apples. Yes. And then he he got hung up in a tree with his reserve. They went and grabbed him, brought him back. He had a little bit of tears in his wing, and his A-line was gone. So I can't remember the gal's name, but she was there at Bad Apples. I believe she's there every year, but she repaired his wing on the spot, like basically. So
Yeah,
I know
we actually went and got that reserve. Me and Tim climbed up the tree and got it.
I saw the video of him coming down, but I didn't know why he came down. I thought he was trying to do some acrobatics or something.
Yeah, his A-line snapped, and he got $100 reserve.
Yeah,
that reserve is what saved his life.
But come on now, it was $150.
I'm sorry, he splurged. It was $150.
Wow!
And then I found out later that his instructor was my instructor 5 years before me. So he got trained by the same instructor 5 years before me. So I was like, oh, wow, cool. Like, it's good to know that you got some good training. I didn't know you were I think you said you was at Bad Apple as well, but I didn't know you like I know you now.
Yeah, no, the day after everyone left and went out searching for it. Had fun.
Okay,
Hanging out at Bad Apples after everyone leaves, kind of a neat experience.
Yeah, I was there when the planes were flying, did that low pass. I wish I had my camera for that one. Did a low pass, buzzed the field. I think that's Sunday afternoon is when I left.
Gear maintenance issues let you try your reserve. The only time I threw a reserve is when I was at the SIV clinic, just to feel what it felt like. I landed in water. The guy was in a boat, so I landed, and it was amazing. It was an experience. And if you want to feel what it feels like to throw a reserve, go to an SIV clinic. Tell your instructor, I want to throw a reserve to feel what it feels like, and you will be able to. And it is unlike anything you've ever experienced.
Do you have that video on YouTube or no?
Do I have that video? And who are you talking to?
Hey, let's do a screenshot real quick.
All
yes.
right.
Doug just walked off though.
Oh, Doug.
I'm back.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. We got it.
All right.
Doug, I got a weird question for you. Why do you keep your paramotor in the house?
Oh, I keep mine in the house.
Doesn't everybody keep their paramotor in the house? What are you talking about?
Mine's in my bedroom.
I carry the computer over in the other room. I've got 2 mountain bikes, another paramotor, a bunch of props. I live alone.
Okay, well, I got mine in the garage, but I mean, does it not give any gas smell or anything in the house? Because
I really like the Sky. I love my SkyMax. However, the tank bag is kind of weird. I'm kind of torn on it. I've had to replace it once or twice. However, there's no vent. So the tank doesn't smell.
Hmm.
It's sealed up with the cap. It gets smaller as the fuel gets used up. It doesn't have a vent line.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah, really no smell.
Yeah, like after a flight, you can kind of smell the exhaust a little bit in my house. But I mean, who doesn't love the smell of two-stroke, man?
No, if I
Everybody
started it in the
loves
house,
smell.
then it kind of smells like two-stroke, but
I wish
Yeah,
I
I mean,
could keep it in the house. That's a lot of money to keep out in the garage. Just like I almost want to keep it in here next to the bed, just
oh yeah,
Hey,
I keep mine in a corner of the living room, but I live alone.
Real quick, guys. We don't have the spinning wheel of winning things, but we are going to do something special. Okay. If you go to paramotorarkansas.com, actually you can go to paramotorcalendar.com. It'll take you right to the calendars. If you use the code ClearPropTV10, it's $10 off. If you tonight order a calendar, I will throw in a free calendar. So they're normally $25. We'll knock $10 off. They're $15. I'll give you another one for free, and that is our spinning wheel of winning things. So anybody right now that wants to get a free calendar, just order one, $10 off. I'll throw in another one for free. And for the next 4 people, these are Valentine gift cards, okay? They're run from anything between $25 and $100. I don't know which ones are in here, but the next 4 people that order on Paramotor Arkansas and get that calendar, that free calendar, I'll put this in there. On Valentine's Day, open it up. And like I said, you're going to get a minimum of $25 up to $100 on this gift card. So now's the time to get you a Paramotor calendar. You can't beat the price.
Sweet.
Very nice.
Oh, and if you don't care if I mention, like I ended up getting a .com.
What? Tell us about this
Yeah.
.com you're talking about, sir.
Well, I got 2 of them. I got the ppgmichael.com, and that goes to my Facebook page. And then I decided to do the Semperfly ppg.com to go to my YouTube page, where I'm trying to currently keep up with videos frequently. And not much. It's a baby YouTube channel, but I got some new camera equipment, so I'm hoping to make some better content and make it more interesting.
How many people here have their own .com that forwards to one of their one of their social medias? I do.
Just got one.
The reason why is because, you go to youtube.com and then your YouTube channel is a string of numbers and letters. It's hard to find it. So if you get a .com, like over at GoDaddy, like for me, I got ppggrandpa.com, I have it forwarded over to something, like for example, if you want to know where my YouTube videos are, go to iflyparamotors.com. It'll take you to my channel that has all of my videos on it. You don't need to know my channel name. You don't need to search YouTube. It makes it pretty easy to do such a thing. For example, go to willflyppg.com. It goes to Will Fly's channel. You don't have to search for him or anything. If you want to find out where Linda Anderson is, right, you go to paramomusa.com. It forwards over to her Facebook page, and that way right away you can say, hey, I want to be on PPG Grandpa's Paramotor podcast. Scuba Steve, where do you go to your social media?
Paramotordude.com.
Amazing. That's awesome. How about Jim? Jim, how do we get up with you and your YouTube channel?
CarePPG.com.
CarePPG.com. And of course, CarePP.com is his printing thing. His printing company, not his thing,
Well, that's his thing.
That is his thing. How about you, Bryant? How do we get up with your YouTube channel?
So you go to cancookamerica.com and then you just click the little YouTube button.
Well, there you go. So Can Cook America. So it's really, if you want to share your experience, get yourself a .com, and they're really inexpensive. Your very first one is what, $2.99, Michael?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
$2.99 for an entire year for that .com. It's awesome. So that's the reason why we get the .coms. It makes it really super easy. Matter of fact, I got a .com that I need to give away. Who needs a .com? I have a .com. What is my .com that I want to give away? Does anybody know offhand? Let me look on my YouTube, on my GoDaddy account real quick. I mean, you know,
Paramotor
Paramotor Dude. What's that?
Paramotorguy.com.
Is that the one that needs to be done? Let's see. I got paramotorwoman.com. Who
Bill
needs
H says he needs one.
who needs a .com, because paramotorwoman.com is
But
available. I can give it to you for absolutely free for your first year if you want it.
I don't think
let
Bill
me
H
know.
wants to be paramotorwoman.com.
Wait, he didn't say he didn't want it.
See, let me scroll through here and see what other ones. Kent Stamey, remember Kent Stamey? I don't see him a lot, but Kent Stamey, you can find him at kentstamey.com. He's still on here.
Yeah, what's he up to, I wonder?
PPGJP, you know, he's on here, but he never uses PPG.
Oldmanparamotor.com.
Yep. If you go to 123ppg.com, that goes someplace else. We got PPG Josh for Josh Marsh. If you want to see him, you go to ppgjosh.com.
Yeah. Who's all in the chat tonight?
We got a lot of people in the chat.
Deweese is a woman and she wants paramotorwoman.com.
I love you, Deweese.
Deweese, do you want paramotorwoman.com? We got that .com.
Yes, darling. Darling, you need that.
I also got a .com that says my dog said that was rough.com. It's going to be a t-shirt place that has a bunch of, you know, sayings for my dog saying, damn, that was rough.
There you go.
So if you want one, we got you hooked up. We also got theparamotor.com because we're going to be making our very own paramotor in the future, and it's going to be called the Paramotor.
Deweese says she'll take paramotorwoman.com.
You want that? All right. So Deweese, text
Yay.
me. You should have my number. Just text me and we'll get that taken care of. We also got
So
Paramotor.
exciting.
We got paramotorman.com and paramotorguy.com. Is there anybody out there that wants paramotorman.com or paramotorguy.com? If you do, when you order your calendar, let me know and I will give it to you. You got to order a
there you
calendar.
go.
Come on now. You gotta
Angela's
order.
asking about paramotorfan.com.
We got paramotorfans.com, but
Oh,
it's
that's
going
cool.
it's going to our props section right now. We also got ppgprops.com that goes to our props section, but we're going to be working on that as we got more and more people or more and more companies that are getting up with me that want me to resell their stuff. We got a prop right now that spins up. It's nice and light like an e-prop, but has the thrust like a helix, and it retails for $285. So we're going to be putting
that's
that out
right.
there soon. Yeah, burrs. We got a lot of fun stuff. So
I do need to order a spare prop because I'm sure mine will break at some point and then I won't have a spare and I'll be mad.
Don't jinx yourself, man.
I know, right? Well, I mean, it's bound to
Exactly.
happen, right? Everybody breaks a prop at some point. I'm
At
hoping
some point,
mine's
I'm
years from
still haven't done it yet, man.
You'll end up like me with 4 props sitting around just never using them.
If I didn't have that double hoop cage when I turtled, it would have probably snapped my prop, but I fell back and it just landed on the cage. So it can't hit the prop unless I squat down and physically try to bury it in the ground. That would get it probably.
a shout out to my Uncle Mike sending us a really awesome gift basket with lots of different alcohols. Love you, Uncle Mike, and thank you.
I thought you were going to drink that right out of the bottle.
I'm
Like,
taking-
okay, Sean, go Sean.
Yeah.
This is for my wife. I got to drink out of this.
Walter Prory asked a question in the chat.
Yes.
Said, Mr. Kengook, do you have a dealer here in Australia?
Ooh.
Let me see what they have out there. And if not, we can figure something out.
Yeah, shipping's only $3,000.
I know, right? You only have to mortgage your house one time to ship something to him.
Yeah, Australia, man, that's oof.
Can't get much further away.
No, I mean, you got to ship into the future. He's tomorrow, you know?
That's
I
right.
mean,
That's right.
How do you judge this? Like, I'm going to ship this. I need it for. I need to give it to you tomorrow, which is now. Hey,
The,
every
the
time that
trike's
Walter.
only 5,000, but the shipping is going to be the 19,000.
There you go.
Walter, I'm always glad that you're there because I know tomorrow will come because you're already there. I love it. So, Walter, glad you're here, buddy.
And Walter
Yeah.
says, Paramotors for everybody from the Aussie land.
Paramotor for you, paramotor for you, paramotor for everybody. I love it. I wish I could do that. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Paramotor Oprah. We need to get hold of Oprah.
Yep.
Go to the show.
Oprah. There you go.
Walter, send me a message, Walter.
There you go.
So, do you think that we need,
PancakesAmerica@gmail.com.
do you think
There
that
you
we
go.
need to do a raffle or something for like a paramotor or a wing or something big like that in the future? What do you think?
Well, I mean, obviously the cheaper choice would be the wing, I would think, over the paramotor. And it
Yeah, that's
depends
true.
on I guess if you had a choice of certain wings, yeah, I mean a raffle would be great. They do them all the time. you
Who
know.
would like to do a raffle and what wing should we raffle off? Every time I say raffle, I think of the Big Bang Theory where they go waffle. I heard there's a waffle. So what do you
They
think? Should we do a raffle and maybe give away a wing or something? What do you think?
So the raffle is where you buy tickets?
Yes. Yeah, everybody buys a ticket, maybe $1 a ticket. And then, once we reach a certain amount, then we raffle off
Yeah.
a wing or maybe a throttle. They got the off-grid throttles. Those are really nice. Everybody wants those. Hunter
Even
strobes.
cheaper.
Strobes are great too. So, I mean, there's a lot
Yeah.
of things that we can raffle off if that's something that you guys want to do. I'm looking in the super chat. Tell me what you guys think.
I think
Right.
the throttle you could probably do $1 a ticket. The wing you probably gonna have to do like $10 a ticket, and then however many tickets. Because if you do $1 a ticket for the wing, it's gonna take a while to try and get enough money to justify the raffle, unless you're getting it dirt cheap. I don't know.
Well,
Oh, I
the
see what
thing
you're
is,
saying,
though,
yeah.
if you spend $20, you got 20 chances of winning. So, I mean,
That's true.
it's still fun to do dollar raffles.
Hey, not to change subject, on the off-grid throttle, I have one. I put one on. Now, I noticed when I tried to do cruise, now I don't know, maybe I have some things that are too tight on the cable system. But when I was in cruise the other day, when I flown, and I would rattle my wrist or do something, it would kind of go, is that too tight? I mean, have you had that
Oh.
issue?
It's
Yeah.
set up so
Costs
once
little
you're in
mouthpiece,
cruise control,
but-
if you tap the throttle, it'll turn off the cruise control. Is that what you're talking about?
No, because I had the thing locked in, and I had it set to where I liked it, where it was keeping me pretty much at the same altitude.
It's
and then I
simple,
would-
Michael. You have the cable too tight, right at the carb. It has to have a little bit of slack that when you move the cable, it doesn't pull. Because if you can shake your cable and you see that move, it's going to do exactly what you're saying. So just back it off just a hair, that when you move the cable, it doesn't move, and it'll fix it.
Yeah,
Simple.
and make sure it's routed straight into that fitting. That'll
Yeah.
take away the ability for it to rock. Mine did the same thing. You move your arm around, it would accelerate. So I had to straighten the line out, get it nice and straight into the ferrule, and then it worked great.
Okay.
Bill H.
I'll have to try that out.
Bill H.
Yeah.
said, check the legalities first on the raffle. If I'm going to be giving away something and it's mine, I buy it, and I want to do a raffle, it's legal, right?
Facebook is kind of picky about it. They usually call them waffles on Facebook, but YouTube, they kind of mad about giveaways sometimes. But a raffle, I don't know. I don't think it'd be that much of an issue, really.
Well, it's kind of like a lottery, so you
Yeah.
might have some legal implications in the States. I know you're not allowed to do it in Canada unless you get permission.
Yeah,
Well,
there are a few guys that have done a raffle for a paramotor that ran into legalities for lottery and taxes and that sort of stuff.
Oh,
I don't know. I don't know if it's dollar amount related or not.
try to do something nice, and here comes Big Brother.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bill H said maybe not for a nonprofit. No, I wasn't talking about the nonprofit. I was talking about ClearPropTV Paramotor podcast. I was just talking about, let me buy something. Let's do a raffle, and then of course any proceeds I can shovel over to a nonprofit. If it's my gear, my show, my raffle, and I can do whatever I want to with the prizes, give it to you, and the proceeds give it to a nonprofit. I mean, I can't see legalities, but thank you, Bill H. I will look into that because I don't want to get into any legal issues when it comes to giving away stuff for free, right?
Now, if memory serves, the problem the guy had with the paramotor was he sold enough tickets to cover the cost of the paramotor plus a bunch. So he basically took his money for the paramotor. What was left over, he gave to charity. By law, he donated the motor and he had to give everything to taxes or charity or whatever. So you want to be careful. If you give something away, you can't have people give you money to win it and then pay yourself back for the product.
No, this would be a complete gift. I would buy it myself. I would own it. I would do a raffle. I would give the paramotor away to the winner. I would take the proceeds and give it to charity. So
I think you're legal there, but again, check to make sure. They had a few guys really get busted for it.
I don't want to get busted. So if anybody knows the legalities for raffling stuff out, send me an email at ppggrandpa@gmail.com and let me know if there's anything that you know that I need to know, because the worst thing is not knowing what I don't know to know.
Well, I'm sure every state's different. So
I'm in Arkansas. So if anybody out there knows Arkansas law, let me know what you think.
Okay, I get what Shane's saying about the throttle thing. So, Michael, was you already on the throttle when it was doing that high-low thing?
I had it set to cruise control. I had it locked in at cruise, and then when I would reach back up to grab the brakes, I shook my wrist a little bit, and I heard it go
Okay. Yeah, that may not be the slack then at the car, because if you're at pure idle and you do that, then yeah, it's the slack. But that way, yeah, it's just basically it's pulling on the cable just enough to cause that little bit of fluctuation. So I don't know how you can fix that.
I have an off-grid. And when it's locked in, it's locked in. It doesn't change anything in the carburetor. So
yeah, that's what I got now is an off-grid, and it does that when I just noticed it because I haven't used cruise control yet. In my last flight, I was like, let me try the cruise out because I've had 3 flights with it.
Do you have a standoff on your throttle cable where it comes over your cage? Do you have a standoff, or is it like zip tied right up against the cage, which would definitely pull on it some?
I'm trying to think of what you're talking about.
A standoff is just like, okay, so
standoff
is like
standoff. It's like the little piece of tube.
There you go. Yeah, right? Exactly. Yep. If you got that, then I don't know what's going to get it.
Yeah, I do have a standoff on that.
Okay. I don't know why it's pulling on the cable then.
Maybe, I mean, I was thinking your first answer or your first option that you're saying was right. It could be just too tight because I probably should have left a little more slack in the cable, but I didn't think you should have too much slack. I left enough excess to keep it to where I could have some slack.
Hey, Michael,
but if you're
Michael, there you go. I was going to say, turn it sideways. Good. You got it.
Sorry.
If you're on cruise control, it's going to be tension no matter what.
Right.
So on mine, when I did that, the cable moving around was enough to move a little bit right at the ferrule of the carb. So I put the cable dead straight to the carb, and then a lot of that went away. So if you have a little fitting on your frame or that kind of thing to really make sure it's guided straight, it should work fine. But if it's got a bend to it at all coming off the carb, then it tends to fluctuate a little bit.
Yeah.
you?
How is your carburetor? Is it straight from your throttle, or is there a bend to it? Because I know, what is it?
That's why I
Gravity.
grabbed the phone
Gravity
and made
has
it
a
all.
gravity
It's
has a
I was
bend.
gonna go to the paramotor and see for myself and maybe show you, but I don't know if I can do that with my lighting in this house. It sucks. I have to put my headlamp on and get some light on it.
That's all right. Because I know gravity paramotor has a little bend to it before it gets to the carb.
And I had to actually, because the carb I had, it was Evo, or the carb, not the carb, the throttle I had was Evo throttle on it. I actually had to drill the little, I guess you could say, the flange that runs the carb kind of, it runs the cable through to the carb that kind of like holds the cable up out of the way of everything. I had to drill that hole bigger to run that cable. Was a little bit bigger than the Evo.
James Planet said it's not slack, it's the cable length.
Yeah, he
Cable
says,
length.
mine's off grid. My old cable did the same thing. It's just the nature of bending cables. Even when actuating by hand, you will notice increase as the angle of bend changes.
I mean, it looks pretty straight. There is a slight bend, but let's see here.
I mean,
I don't
unless
know
you
if
can
I
give
can-
more, unless you can give some more slack near where the carb is, so that the cable goes more straight into the carb, then that might help.
I
If it's
mean,
only
See,
a little bit, I mean, I don't think that would be
let me
that
see
big.
if I can
If it fluctuates a
little
switch
bit
lot.
around here. There's the see, I have to get the light on it. There's, if you can even see it.
Whoa.
There's the cable. I don't know if you can even see it.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah,
yeah, there it is.
it's like right here where the light's at.
No, you're pretty darn straight.
Yeah, that's
So-
pretty close.
But
I mean,
if you have a
yeah, I
long
got the excess there.
bend, it's gonna change the length of the tube.
Length of the tube, you said?
Well, if you have, I mean, the cable housing's a tube. If you bend it really far, you are changing the overall length of it. So it's really long. That would attribute to it also. But mine was just moving around there, Farrell. Yours wouldn't do that. Yours is nice and
Yeah,
straight.
I mean, it's just it's noticeable, but it's not that bad. Like, it doesn't come up to a high rev. It doesn't, you can just hear the sound change, the pitch
Yeah,
change.
if I took mine and put it in my lap, the RPMs would slow down enough to where I couldn't do steady state cruise. So I'd have to go a little bit faster and then put it in my lap. It would slow down and kind of figured it out for a while.
And so what would be, I guess, the solution would it be to give it more slack, or would it be
Start there. That doesn't work.
Well, the shorter the cable, the less that effect will be. I mean, you'll have less surface area to physically bend. So the shorter the cable, the less, the overall less movement you can have. But a really rigid cable would make it a lot better, but you don't want that for flying.
Yeah, and I
thought-
thought maybe it was as I had the clamp that goes on that holds like the little netting that goes around the cable,
Tony-
that little stuff. I thought it was
Tony,
too
I
tight.
think Kanguk has the option to buy a foot throttle for a trike.
Yep, I've got one in stock.
There you go, Tony. So if you want a foot throttle to hook to your paramotor, boom. Use your feet.
Yeah, it's like a powered parachute, ain't it? No, they have
Well,
my
power
buddy
parachutes use their
steers
feet
with
to steer. Yeah.
steer, yeah.
Eventually, you're going to sync a Bluetooth control to your motor and you'll have no cable.
There you go.
Until it
coming.
dies, until you
Yeah, great to
Yeah.
the
Oh, that
battery
would
drop
be,
day.
that would be
or you drop
terrible.
the throttle, you lose the throttle, and it loses the 30 feet, and you lose signal.
So
Or you fly next to a cell tower.
I do have, and I've been printing all week long. Got
Wow,
a bunch
you made a
of
lot.
things here, and I got a lot of different types of cams that I've been printing out. I do owe a couple people some chase cams, so I would like to know if there's anybody out there that would like a chase cam I will send it out. Actually, I'll send out probably 2 different versions to try. Obviously, I got Michael. You got 2 of them that I'm going to send you. There's
Oh,
somebody
wow.
else that I'm going to be
You,
sending you or sending out there. Is there anybody else out there that would like to try
thank you.
a chase cam that doesn't have one? So if you don't, let's go ahead and do a I don't know, let's do a quiz. And the first person that says something in the super chat wins a chase cam.
There you go, Travis DuPont. There you go. It's no spinning wheel, but we're doing a quiz.
Yeah, Travis. I was like, yeah.
Will said something.
What would Will say?
You said the first person who said something in the chat.
Butterfly says something. I love it. Okay, so how are we going to do this? First of all, if you already have a chase cam, this is not really for you. This is for someone that never had a chase cam before that would like a chase cam and doesn't want to spend $100 on a chase cam. Well, how about this? How about this? This is even better. The first person that orders that free calendar and uses that code for the free calendar, I'll add in a free chase cam. So get yourself a free calendar, get yourself that calendar for $15. I'll send you not only the calendar, but I'll send you a chase cam. How about that? Does that sound good?
Wait, and you get the one of those card things?
Card things. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
the cards, the little
You know what?
Valentine cards.
Valentine's card, yeah.
Well, this is
Am I-
this is money. I mean, this is at least $25 all the way up to $100. So this is ordering. So yeah, if you do order the calendar, this comes into it. So
Are we
order-
not supposed to open those till Valentine's Day, though?
Correct. When the Valentine's Day comes around, open it up. Happy Valentine's Day. You'll be able to see everything from $25 all the way up to a $100 gift card in here, and you're able to use it on anything you want to in the store. So the next 4 people that buy a calendar, I will add in a chase cam too. Why the hell not? I'll add that second. There we go. I'll add in that you order a calendar. I'll give you a second calendar for free and a chase cam if you put in the notes that you want a chase cam. And you get a chance of winning $25 all the way up to $100. The next 4 people only. There we go. Happy spinning wheel of winning things. Paramotor Arkansas, PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast, ClearPropTV, and Paratalk.org. Of course, our sponsor, CarePP.com up in Canada. Yes, I said you, Mr. Jim. You are the bomb diggity. And Bryant, of course, with Kangook. I gotta love this right there.
Of course.
KangookAmerica.com. Check it out. All right. So
Cool.
you want a calendar? You want a free calendar? Don't forget, use the ClearPropTV 10. ClearPropTV 10. That gives you $10 off. And I'll give you another calendar, and I'll send you out a chase cam if in the notes you say that you want a chase cam also for free. Boom. Chakalaka.
Yeah. Taking notes here.
Absolutely. Hooking you guys up. Michael, I'll send you out one because I'm finishing up another type of chase cam. So I'll send you 2 different chase cams and extra fins. That way, in case something happens, you got the extra fins to replace
Thank
them.
you, sir.
I don't think that you'll need to, but hey, why not, right?
Thank you, sir.
Bryant, do you want a chase cam or do you have chase cams? If you want one, I'll send you out one for free. I mean, you sent me a hat, so I can send
I appreciate that. Honestly, I already have 2, so
okay.
I think
Has
I'm covered.
anybody Put a 360 camera on the chase cam yet?
Yeah, I think David Wolf did one with the 360. I think it was the Insta360 cam.
Ooh, that would be you'd have to be careful with those lenses, huh?
Super careful with those lenses. Absolutely.
Yeah, I bought lens protectors for mine.
And does it make much of a difference?
The lens protector
I mean,
makes it look stupid when you actually film.
Yeah.
You should pop them off before you use them. You put the lens protector on after you are done using it to protect.
Yeah,
them.
it's got an option to push the lens protector mode, and it's supposed to help. But I've noticed a couple times like this. Yeah,
It's crap.
it's smudge. But I mean, if I drop it, it's it's good. At least it saves it. But I bought this hard case for it too, that I can put it in case I do drop it. The first time pulling it out and trying to use a paramotor flying, I don't have a tether to it. So I'm like,
I
It's
just got
kinda-
that rubber cover that goes over mine. It covers the front and back. But yeah,
Is
when
the
I'm filming with it,
heavy-duty- What about the heavy duty lens cap protector? Have you seen that one or tried that?
I don't know if this is just a lens protector. I don't know if they sell a different one. I didn't know if they do. I just got
That's-
whatever they had on their site.
That's the cover, right? There's a cover for the
No,
front,
this-
cover for the back.
Well, this is like I don't know. You
No,
can't
no,
even
the
see it.
lens protector, it's a cover. It's just like a little plastic cover.
Yeah, it's like a acrylic or plastic cover that covers the lens. It bubbles it out because the lens is the only thing on this thing that kind of sticks out. Because even if I have this case on it and I drop it without lens protectors, the lens could take the damage because it's protruding the case. But I do love it, and I don't want to drop it, so I might even consider putting a tether on it. And I like that option with this hard case. You can mount it to pretty much any GoPro setup right there. These little flanges
Oh, okay.
flip in and flip in. So all my GoPro mounts would probably work. Thought about sticking it on the helmet and doing, because I have an Oculus headset, so I could probably film some, couple minute footage, or longer. And then I've never done like an actual 360 video. And then potentially I could watch that video later on my Oculus headset. And
this is the GoPro Max. It has the big bubble things on it, but that's just to protect the lens. And then when I'm ready to fly, I pop these things off, and now the lenses are there. These bubble lenses, man, it just looks stupid. But I tell you what, when you take video, I use this chest mount. So I put it on I have it on my chest mount here, and that way I can see pretty much everything. And that's how I make my training videos for my students. I put this on here. I do my checklist. I take off. I come around. I come in for a landing, and then when we do the training, we have them hanging in their paramotor with toggles. And they put on the Oculus type of thing. It's not the Oculus; it's the cheap one that the cell phone goes in. And then I run this thing through the actual footage, so they can actually feel it. I got a fan that blows too, so they're flying like this and looking around. They take off, they come around, they're pulling the toggles, and then they come in for a landing. And it's really awesome. I mean, it really is neat, and it's the most least expensive type of simulator that you can get that actually feels like you're flying. So Insta360 Max is my favorite. It has really good video. It renders excellent. The one thing I like about this is that the horizon will stay level as you're rendering it. So as you're flying and you're turning like this, you can actually look with your head and actually see the horizon, which is really neat when you're flying. Or flying with the 3D. Or 360, it's pretty neat. I tried the same thing.
Setup.
Yeah, I tried the same thing with that Insta360, and it just didn't work out really well. But
Do you have the X2 or the
X1? I think it was the X1. I want the X2. I want to try the X2.
I got the X3. It's supposed to have horizon lock on it. I haven't tried that yet.
Okay. Yeah, I'll have to try that next.
Nice.
Yeah.
As far as Insta360 and GoPro goes, I'm Insta360 all the way.
Are you? Why? What's the difference?
So much trouble with my GoPro. Well, namely for me is when I push the on button, it stays on.
Doesn't have an SD card error, and you have to reformat your SD card.
Yeah, I mean, it's just no, it's not perfect. I mean, you're going to have some situations that are just like any other camera, but no, it's been a good camera. The X2 has.
Yeah, I like both of them. I mean, I like my GoPro because I started with one, and then I just got the X3, so I guess their newest one, and I'm still playing around with the setting.
The editing on the X2 with the Insta360 software is so much easier.
Really?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I might have to look into Insta360 3, and they seem like they got a lot of really interesting features on the 3 that the 1 did not have.
They just updated it.
The 3's got a bigger screen on there, I think, than the 2 does. But I
Yeah,
just,
touchscreen.
yeah, I hadn't even had the 2 that long, and then they came out with the 3. I'm like, really? After I buy the 2, then the 3 comes out.
Well, I wonder
Yeah,
what the
you take
batteries
that.
are. I wonder what the difference in the battery life is with the bigger screen.
The 360 cam lasts for 2 or 3 hours, where my Insta 360 lasted for 20 minutes or something.
Wow.
So I get a lot more bang for the buck. The battery on these are a lot bigger. It's waterproof. This is the battery, and I got 2 batteries, so I have them both charged. I mean, they're pretty big batteries, so I can take this one out, put a new one in flight, and continue for another 3 hours. I don't have enough gas to be able to do that, but the batteries last for forever on these things. They're really amazing. Let's quickly switch over. We got some things, some not questions, but a conversation going on about chase cams in the super chat. I noticed Travis was talking about his chase cam crashes into the motor almost every landing. So
Mine's too short.
so what do you guys suggest about chase cam
Line length.
running into the paramotor? What do
Mine's
you
too
guys
short.
do to fix that?
Mine's too short. Mine's too short.
Mine's too short.
I don't have a chase cam, but I would say the line's too short.
Well, if it keeps on running into the motor, we can lengthen it up a little bit, so when it comes in, it comes down closer to the ground, or it's a little bit higher and it misses the motor altogether.
There's 2 things to that, as far as I've figured out.
Okay.
I had the same situation. The line's too short, and also don't forget it's back there. And by that, I mean, you know it's back there, keep running until you're ready to turn around and face that puppy so it doesn't hit your now it was spooky to me when I first used a chase cam, because I would turn around and here would be this thing coming right towards my face, and you forget it's there, because I mean it doesn't seem to have any effect on the wing, so you totally forget it's even there until you turn
I think
around.
the rule of thumb is the length of your chase cam line should be 2 feet longer than the lines from your risers to your wing. If you make that 2 feet longer, that way when you come down, the chase cam will hit the ground just before you touch down, and then you should be all right.
You can also check how where your chase cam is by kiting your wing with the chase cam. I've kited my wing with the chase cam numerous times to adjust it to where I want it to be. So that's something that you could do also.
I may try that because I haven't hooked mine
good
up
idea.
yet. I have it. I just haven't hooked it up yet.
Yeah, I still, yeah. I would like to
My new
try it
video
out.
is coming out tomorrow, and I show how I hook my chase cam up.
Cool. I'll check that
Well,
out.
there you go.
'cause
And how do we get to your YouTube channel so we can subscribe and hit that bell notification?
You go to willflyppg.com, it'll take you right there.
Excellent. So make sure you go to willflyppg.com, hit that subscribe and that bell notification so you can see how to set up your chase cam. How is your paramotortip.com going?
It's still there. It ain't going anywhere, but it's still there.
It's like your reserve.
Yeah, that's right. You're in the back seat, and that was it.
It looks like people are going to go watch football and people are leaving us. So it's 9 o'clock. We've been chatting for 2 hours. I can't believe it's been 2 hours already.
I know, man.
Yeah, I think
We
it
didn't
goes
even know
by.
what we're gonna talk about.
I know. What are we talking about? Paramotors, chase cams, trikes, all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah, this was
Raffles.
fun tonight.
And 2 hours went by like boom.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So I'm really glad that Doug Martin came on. Haven't seen you in like a long time. You seem like you're doing well. Glad that you joined us. Scuba Steve, you're still here. Bryant from hey, look at this. Kangook America. Yep, there he is. I'm glad that you joined us. Paramom is always here. She's been booking people for the show. I mean, she's booked people all the way to March already. That's amazing. So we definitely thank you for that. Will Fly is always here helping out in the background and foreground. Jim is definitely always helping us out with the decals and printing of calendars, et cetera, et cetera. Michael is always in the background making noises while eating. So
Sorry, I seen you muted me earlier. I'm like, I gotta do something better than just make noises. I mean, you gotta give me a task.
There's always one in the crowd, you know what I'm
I
saying?
I don't want to be that guy.
We
And,
always
uh,
have so much
And
fun.
Joshua's making a chicken coop. So
Yep.
Josh, if you're listening, next week, we want to see the finishing product. Yes.
We want to see
finishing
the coop,
of the
dude.
chicken.
We want to see the coop. And I love fresh eggs, so please email me your freshest eggs every single day.
That's right.
All right. Maybe
Mhm.
Will can answer this one question about the Insta360 software.
Yeah.
So after you record a video, you get it in the editing software. And then it has, you can either export it as an Insta360 video or a reframed video. Now, from what I can see or think that you do, you would add it, like, say you want to point in a certain direction. You look in that direction, you add a keyframe, and then the camera will focus on that. And then if you want to look somewhere else, you hit a keyframe and then you click, I guess, on the picture and the camera will swing around to there, or how's that work?
Well, there's something called, yeah, I guess you could do it with keyframes, but there's something called direction lock in the settings that you can use once you get the direction figured out. If you click on direction lock, I can't remember which tab it is. Like there's 3 tabs on the right side or 3 things you can click on.
Okay.
And there's only a few choices, but direction lock, try that.
Okay, I'll try that.
I use that a lot. I've never exported 360 yet, so I don't know much about 360, but I do what you're talking about. It's like most of my videos are in one direction that I want to focus
I got
on.
a few 360 videos and I can't spin the video. And it's so weird because if you do it on like your TV, that YouTube app will not let you spin the video around. But usually on your phone or on a computer, you can sit there and spin the video, look wherever you want. But I guess most people watch it on their phone and don't have the right app or something. So I'd rather just do a look this way.
Oh,
See, that's the beauty. Go ahead, Sean.
Okay, so one of the things that you can do also with the Insta360 that I didn't say earlier that I really like is that when you have it spooled up on your phone, when you're watching the 360, you can hit record and then turn it to where you want to show, and it records as you're moving around. So you're like, oh, this is really cool. So you watch that, keep on watching it, see wherever it goes like this, and you can follow it. And then when you render it, it actually follows that panning that you do on your phone. So it really
I think it's called Snap. It's called Snap, and then you can press and hold record and then do that. I was trying to mention that in the name.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, there's just so many things you can do. It's like, I'm like, whoa, it's too much.
I got a Insta360.
Well, don't sound so excited about it.
I know. He's like, I got one too.
You can do fake
It's
barrel rolls.
it's a little bit. You can do. It's a little bit to learning, but once you get, they got little tutorial videos in there.
Well, he's in Canada, so he's using the Canada version, and it's just not the same.
Which one do you have, Jim?
The 3. I took the video and I still haven't even tried to take it off because I just don't want to learn it yet.
Wow.
The beautiful thing about 360, 360 camera, and I was coming from a GoPro 8 at the time, is that you don't have to worry about losing a shot. Because I wear mine mounted on top of my helmet. I look like a unicorn,
Okay.
And I mean, it records all directions, so you don't have to worry about missing something. And that's just freaking beautiful.
Yeah, I do like the quality.
Has anybody tried putting it on the frame of the Paramotor?
I did, but it bounces around so much, it's not good. And there's so much vibration, it kind of messed up the mount too, and I lost a camera that way.
I've seen a lot of people take the selfie stick and they just tape it to one of the arms and they take off with it like that, and then they just stretch it out as they're flying.
Well,
I never thought about that.
Here you go. And this is what I do, is that you have it on your selfie stick. Think about it. You're holding onto your brake toggle, right, with a throttle. So your other hand, you hold onto the brake toggle with your 360 on the selfie stick. So you take off, you're flying around. Now you stow your brake, you take your selfie stick, put it underneath your seat, and now there you go.
See, I had done it differently. I'd put the selfie stick, collapsed it down, stuck it in my flight suit, and then I stuck the camera up in my other pocket of my flight suit, and then when I pulled them out, I put them together. It was a little too much for me because nothing's tethered. So
GoPro 5 session. I see it.
Yeah, the man now I like that's my like if I picked a GoPro camera, that thing is rock solid. I mean, it's not real good quality or anything like that, but it
lasts forever.
It's
Yeah.
good quality, and it's great
That
for
is
chase
good.
cams because it's so
Perfect.
tiny.
But that's where
Right.
I'll mount if I'm mounting one on my frame, I'll mount that one.
Does it bounce
Have any
around
of
at
you
all?
guys-
Do you have any problem with the mount or anything like that, or the
No,
vibration?
I don't. It's on a strap, a Velcro strap. So
Oh, I see
that,
now. Okay.
that absorbs a lot of the vibration per se.
Oh,
So
that's the strap for your foot. That's a foot strap that you wrap.
yeah, you gotta think outside of the
Awesome.
box.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's amazing, dude. Yeah,
Well,
I'm gonna
I
have to do
mean,
that.
Did you
I
try
did
the 360 like that?
No, but the Insta360 would sit above that, and I'm not real comfortable with that above the hoop like that. Just
yeah. So the X3, I noticed. I don't know. I just tried it out with a 4-wheeler ride with my family just the other week, and you can see me taking all the bumps, but with the X3, I think the stabilization is better than it used to be. I'm not sure what the X2 is like because I haven't had one. My first one was the X3, so I was doing the 4-wheeler ride with the selfie stick, holding it while riding,
well,
and you.
How do you attach it to your helmet?
to my helmet, just the GoPro sticky mount on the helmet. Are you talking about my Insta360?
Yeah.
The GoPro sticky mount?
Oh, it's got a screw on it?
No, it doesn't. It's just the sticky mount. You got to make sure you get the real 3M stuff.
And don't go cheap on your stickies.
Yeah, but you got to have some kind of adapter to be able to screw it into the Insta360 because the GoPro mount's not the same.
You're right.
Well, hey,
and I have that adapter, the
okay.
the GoPro to the Insta360 adapter. Well, the 360 adapter is just the regular, what do you call that, shoe or whatever, like you would use for a regular
Cold shoe.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I bought this extra I paid extra for this. I think it was like $46 or $50, but this has got that screw in the bottom where you can take the selfie stick and screw it into that. And it's the hard case.
Why can't you do it on you can just do that to the regular camera, can't you?
But yeah, you can do it to the regular camera as well. So I used where is it? The selfie stick's got and I think the GoPro mount, like this is what came with my GoPro. It's a metal one, and I one day I collapsed it and I cut myself with it, so I don't like using it. But this is a GoPro one, and I can just stick this one right in the Insta without the case. But the case allows you to do it too.
What's the difference between the case? I mean, why would you need?
Well, it's got that cold shoe on it. So like I got this GoPro mount here. It slides right in there. I have the thing in right now.
Oh, okay. So it's a GoPro adapter. Okay, that makes sense.
So you can do it both ways. You can do it this way or this way. It was like, hey, I got all these GoPro attachments. Why not buy it? Because then I don't have to buy any new attachments. I kind of just use the different attachments as a versatile thing instead.
Thank you, Grandma.
So has anybody, Sean had mentioned your brake toggle. Anybody tried a DJI?
Yes,
I have that.
I got one of those, and I hold that in my hand, and I take.
I do on the brake handle. It does fantastic. I love this thing. So
I would drop mine. I guarantee I would drop that thing.
What is that you're talking about?
Originally, but originally
Osmo Pocket.
2 zip ties, but now we hang on to it.
But it's got a gimbal on there, so vibration's not an issue with that thing. I mean, it literally has a gimbal on the top. So yeah, you're not gonna get vibration with it.
Let me
mount again.
This right here is absolutely amazing. So let me tell you something. So this has the best stabilization right here, but it also has this. It's a Bluetooth that you can connect to your mic, and it already has a dead cat on there. So when you're filming and you're talking like this, the audio is so crisp and clear, and you can look at anything that you want to. But when you have this connected to your boom right next to your mouth, it sounds like you are sitting in a studio filming or talking or like a voiceover. These are amazing.
Did you buy that separate or did that come with it?
This all came together, so I can
Does-
I got other adapters in there. It even came with a with what do you
Yeah, I
call
don't
it?
have those adapters for the Bluetooth thing that you're talking about. I don't know what that is.
So
So
Yeah,
I
what's
got
the
mine
dead
did-
cat
mine didn't come
Bluetooth
with
little
that.
adapter?
little
So-
stand too, like that came with it. I mean, I got the whole bundle when I got this because and I got the extension down here too. So this is an extension that allows for more things too. So
that's not 360, right? That's
no,
point.
yeah,
Oh,
this
that's a
is,
point.
yeah, this is the a stabilization. This is like the what is this called?
Gimbal.
Yeah, so it has a stable 3-axis gimbal on it.
Yep.
So when you're flying, it's 100% stable. No matter what you're doing, it stays stable like this.
And that's for the GoPro.
And no, this
No.
is the DJI.
I've heard
That's-
good things about
that's a
it.
camera.
Yeah, it's a
I've got to
DJI
find that
Pocket
case
2.
for it.
It's a 4K, and like I said, with the Bluetooth thing that's right next
Yeah.
that you can put on your boom. I mean, it's Bluetooth. I mean, you can even put it right here on your what you call it and do your videos. But when you're
That'd be-
flying, you put it on your boom, and with your little dead cat there, it sounds like you're just in a studio. It's really amazing.
That would be amazing for tandem flights. So I could have my tandem passenger have the microphone. I need to find that case. So now I get some internet searching to do. I didn't know that case existed.
Oh
Yeah, that's a nice
so,
case.
So this thing will clip on here, and this thing will sit nicely in here, and then the what do you call it? The USB-C is a double USB-C, so it charges this and this at the same time. You just plug it in one place, plug it in, and everything everything charges.
See, my whole night here is worth it because I learned something new and I have to have that.
Yeah.
So that's a
these-
DJI.
Yeah,
Osmo
DJI
Pocket. Well, they got a
Pocket
newer one
2.
now.
This is a
Yeah.
Pocket 2, so it's
Oh,
an
he's got
old
the
Pocket.
second one. I got the original one, so I hope it works with the original one.
Oh, you talking about the big one like this? Yeah, I got the
No.
original one too.
The Osmo
No,
Pocket,
probably.
and then they
like
got
that
Osmo
one.
Pocket 2 now. So I don't have the Osmo Pocket 2. I got the Osmo Pocket 1.
Oh, I got the original Osmo, the big one like this.
Oh yeah, the big
And
to put a phone in. Yeah.
no, not to put the phone in. No, it
Oh,
had its
okay.
own camera and stuff. It kind of looks like this, but massive. So it
Oh.
had the big head on it, but it did the gimbal thing, and it was great. But man, I tell you what, having this small and be able to take off like this, and having this on your little on your boom mic, man, you can do all sorts of fun videos with this, and you can put a selfie stick on there, so you can really send it out there.
Yep, there
Yeah.
it is. Oh, they make a
Okay.
white one now?
Oh, yeah, you got to have the white one. You don't have the white color, do you?
I don't
No.
want the
Yeah, you got to have the white one.
It gets too dirty.
Uh,
It's too dirty.
I have to have one of those. Yeah.
I'm looking for the
Yeah,
price.
Michael, yeah, it does active track too. So you could like highlight somebody and the camera will just follow them. Or you could put it
Okay.
on your desk and it'll follow you around. It's pretty cool. Yeah, they're showing active track now.
Yeah, so the reason why I
Yeah.
got this was to make videos where I could put this on a stand and walk around and do videos where it actually tracks me and it follows me. And with the Bluetooth microphone, your audio is amazing while doing this.
So the X3 has something like that, but it's called Me Mode, and you can put it on you or whoever, and even in the app. I don't know if the X2 has it in the app, but even the app, then you can do tracking, and you select the subject for it to track, and it'll track. And then apparently these Apple AirPods will connect with this X3. I just haven't figured out how to do it. It gives me the option, and I've been trying to figure it out, but I haven't been successful
Pain
yet.
in
I
the
haven't
butt.
tried but twice. Yeah, it always says processing, and it's never connecting.
Yeah,
So I
it's a
haven't figured out
pain.
how to.
$349.
Yeah, click that Pocket 2 creator combo. That's I think what I got was that creator combo. Yeah, there it is.
Ah, okay.
There it is. Has everything on there. And when I got it, it was really cheap because it was before they put it out there, so it was like a pre-sale type of thing. So I got it really cheap. But it's old technology now. So
Dang, man, Christmas just happened. Now you tell us about this stuff. That would have been perfect.
And that's the whole combo. That's everything comes with it.
yeah, anything that you can possibly think that this thing will do, it will do, and then some. It'll even connect to your even has a connector to go to your cell phone. So I got this is a lightning connector, so I can connect it directly to my phone.
Yeah.
Does it record in 4K, Sean?
Yeah, it goes up to 4K. This thing right here disconnects. So the little gimbal thing right here disconnects, and then you can slide this thing on, which will connect it directly to your phone, where you can actually video, and you can see.
Then you got a big screen. Yeah, then you got the big screen.
But I mean, it doesn't. It's not only 4K. I never shoot in 4K.
Yeah, you can go down to 1080p and then higher frames per second also.
Yeah, also 2.5K. So I mean, it does everything that you want it to do. I always film in 4K, and then I will either downstep it, because when you're shooting at 4K and you downstep to 1080, it looks a lot better than when you just shoot 1080.
On the X3, it's like its standard is 5.7K at 30 frames a second. Like that's just
which one is
standard.
this? What is that?
The X3, Insta360 X3, which costs just about as much or a little less if you bought just a camera than that creator package, but
it
about the
records
same.
at
5.7K at 30 frames is like their standard on here.
They got
I can go on
televisions that are coming out, so everything's going to 8K. So everything 4K is going to be cheap here in the next year or so.
Yeah, it does 5.7K, 4K, and 3K. And
our children are going to look at us and go, "Why didn't you record everything in 8K? Why is everything in 1080?"
So that one would actually, if I'm recording my lectures at school, I could actually have that one follow me in the front of the classroom.
Yes.
That would be fantastic with a microphone. That would be just fantastic. So I'll have one ordered tomorrow.
He's going to do it right after the show.
Always have someone paying attention to you.
We'll have the college.
Yeah, what were you saying, Will?
I'm just wondering, will those accessories work on the original Osmo Pocket? And because they don't make the original one anymore.
And
what attachment did you
too,
need for your phone, Sean?
Doug, real quick too, before you go and try to buy the Osmo, this is a Mevo camera, right? So it records in 4K, but on the screen it will pan through using the 1080 part of that 4K and follow you. The recording, if you want to have something that's next to you, you just download the app that is the Mevo voice app, and that way you can have it connected to this, and it will directly, no matter how far this is away, record the audio. And these things are these are not very expensive, the Mevo cameras.
I'll look into that. That's cool.
Yeah, so Mevo is really good if you're thinking about something like that, MEVO, and they have all sorts of different ones out there. The original version, those are probably $199. And it looks like Will Fly's got to run instead of got to fly. So good to see you, buddy. Glad that you stopped by and chatted with us tonight.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Come check out the Tuesday Paramotor Hangout show on YouTube, 8 p.m. Eastern. And it's going to be a good show tomorrow night.
How do we get to that show?
You go to ppgshane.com. Take it right there.
Excellent.
And then if you don't know,
I'm writing it down.
Where is it?
Yeah.
I got to run too, so I'm going to leave when Shane leaves.
Well, if everybody's got to go,
Not Shane, Will. My bad.
Well, that's
If
all
every-
right.
if everybody's got to go, how about we just say good night? I mean, it's almost 9:30
Yeah.
my time. So, let's just call it a night. Let's go ahead and say goodbye, just like The Sound of Music. Farewell, so long, sing the song and everything,
Time to
right?
say good night.
There you go. You like it too, huh? I thought I was the only weirdo, but I guess I'm not. Good for me. Good for
See you
you.
Thursday night, paraglidingtalk.com on Thursday night with your host, Robert Michaels. That's it.
And she gets a green screen and she turns into a freaking host with the most.
Yeah, she does. That's awesome.
Good for you, Linda.
So if you
I
want to keep up
told
with
you, I was
me,
just like full of myself. It takes
You-
me a little bit to get, warmed up. And then tonight I was like, oh yeah, must be all the rain or something out there. or
and
maybe
no,
it's because I got
and no pom poms. Where's the pom poms? I mean, no pom poms
I
either.
think if I would have brought those out, my kitty would have probably attacked, because I adopted
yeah, you got a
on
new kitty.
Facebook. I rescued Miss Molly on Sunday or on Saturday.
Well,
And
congratulations.
she is a sweetheart.
I swear to God, anybody that rescues any animal is all right in my book. I will trust you with my life because I know that you're a good person. Let's go ahead and say good night to everybody. My name is Sean Symons. People know me as PPG Grandpa. You can always find me at ppggrandpa.com or iflyparamotors.com. You can also go over to my flight school, which is paramotorarkansas.com. And don't forget, if you want a free calendar tonight, go over to paramotorcalendar.com. Use the code ClearPropTV10 to get $10 off. I'll throw in an extra calendar tonight if that's what you want, if you say that. And then I was giving away something else. Oh yeah, and a chase cam. If you want the chase cam, just write in the note, I want a free chase cam, and I'll send you at that also. We also got our official sponsor tonight, which is Jim from Canada A from Care Printing and Publishing. He's the only guy I know that has maple syrup smelling money. Thank you very much for being on the show tonight and for sponsoring our show with those Paramotor calendars. Tell us a little bit about your company and how do we get up with you, buddy?
Oh, you can connect with me through carepp.com or careppg.com for the YouTube channel. And if you want to get some printing done, any type of printing, just connect with us. And you can do that through that website, carepp.com. And if you mention PPG Grandpa, you'll get 10% off.
Holy smokes, I'm worth 10%. I love it. Woo! So thank you very much, Jim. Definitely go over to carepp.com and get some decals, as he says up in Canada, decals. We call them decals, stickers, and calendars, whatever you want. Get up with Jim. You want to see his crazy flying shenanigans? Go over to careppg.com. Now that is amazing.com. That's pretty cool. So thank you, Jim. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely. I don't know what I'd do without you, man. Just like I wouldn't know what I'd do without all of my friends here. I mean, you guys definitely helped me out. I couldn't do this alone. I don't want to do this alone. If this was just me, I'd say I'm done. But this is a whole friends thing, and I really like that. Speaking about friends, we got Will Fly from willflyppg.com. He also has paramotortips.com that you're going to be working on in the future. How does that work?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know how it works. Right now it's not working, but the videos are still working and they're starting to roll out. So tomorrow, new video, check it out, willflyppg.com or youtube.com/willfly.
And you got I see there's a twin behind you. What's up with that? That's
if I want to get up and go somewhere, it doesn't.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I'll have to do that.
Everybody thinks that you're still there. I like that. That's awesome, bud. You're a smart man. And you also got you also do a podcast with Shane and the gang on Tuesdays. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Shane, Mark, and myself, we get together at 8 p.m. and it's like hanging out around a campfire at a fly-in, talking to your friends. We're going to be talking about camping and a whole bunch of different things tomorrow. So yeah, check it out. 8 p.m. Eastern, that is.
Excellent. So that's 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. Go to ppgshane.com. And if you haven't done so already, when you go there, hit the subscribe and hit that bell notification. So every time they go live, you get to see their awesome podcast on Tuesdays. That's the place to be. On Wednesdays, you want to go to paramotorgirl.com, and that's another podcast that you want to go to and check that out with
Just want to fly.
with Girls Just Want to Fly or Just Want to Fly. I mean, they changed their name, so I still say Girls Want to Fly, but obviously it's just Want to Fly, or I don't know. Paramotorgirl.com is the place to go. And on Thursdays, apparently there's a very famous son from a very famous mother that's on the show that does a podcast on Thursday. Can you tell us about that, Paramom USA?
Paraglidingtalk.com, where we talk paragliders and who knows what else comes up. And then we got Sean that runs the Spinny Winnie Wheel every Thursday night. Thank you, Sean, if you're listening. We love you. And Robert Michael's my son, and that's how I 2017, I started like following his shows, and then I ended up here. And so I'm the PR here, and I'm the PR on Thursday. So my, Paramom's job is never done.
That is true. We would not be able to have the show without Linda Anderson. She definitely helps us out.
And see, when I get up,
so
when I get up, then you can look at Lake Michigan.
You're going away. You got to straighten
Wow.
Can't
Will,
hear
when you stand up, we see you. And when
she's
And then she mutes herself.
I gotcha.
All we see is birds.
Because I took that picture too. I love this. I took that picture this summer. So you're going to be seeing different ones. I'm going to have Ryan come over, or Leslie, and show me how to, because I don't know how to download pictures onto here. I can switch them out. So I'm learning. Like, look at this. This is huge.
This is amazing. You got a new laptop. You got the new green screen. You got a new
and I
camera.
figured it all out.
And, this is a great
Ryan
year,
was very
2023.
impressed. Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Linda. We wouldn't be able to do the show without you. You book everybody. You got people booked all the way till March. I don't know how you do it, but thank you very much. I'll have to pay you in paramotor things, but I
just grab that calendar and my phone and Facebook, and I
There
go.
you go.
Like a crazy
That's
lady.
awesome. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Linda. I definitely appreciate you. Also, Bryant Hummer from, hey, look at that, Kangook America. What's up? He's joining us again. He was a guest on the show, but you can come over here and be on the panel anytime he wants to. Tell us a little bit about your company and how we get those cool trikes that we talked about earlier tonight.
Yeah, thanks for having me again. It was fun, as always. So cangookamerica.com. You can email me at cangookamerica@gmail.com, and I'd love to tell you all about it. So just look me up. If you're in the Wichita area, Wichita, Kansas, we have aircapitalppg.com for training as well. So give us a yell.
I'm gonna have to come up there and say hi, and you're gonna have to come down here. I mean, we're way too close to, not.
Yeah, I know. I've already looked it up. You're only like 3.5 hours in my airplane, so
I
we can make this
know.
happen.
That's
How loud
like
do we yell,
no
Brian?
problem.
Like, give us a yell. How loud?
I know. I can see. It's like when he talks, I can hear his echo just a little bit later after
Yes.
that. I mean, he's so close. So kangookamerica.com. Check out Bryant Hummer. He's the. Are you the official importer of Kangook?
Yeah,
America?
for the USA.
That is awesome. I mean, look at that. We got this guy right here on the show. He's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bryant. We appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And also we have Doug Martin. If you don't know about Doug Martin, go back and look. He's been on our show a couple of times. He had an incident on Valentine's Day, and he's recovered, became a trike pilot, and now a tandem pilot. So he's able to bring people up in the air and show people how amazing this is. Doug, thank you so much for hanging with us on the show. How you been, man?
Way better than I should be. So,
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord.
well, really, that's my standard answer. So, but
Excellent.
great being on for the night. Thanks for having me, and I'll chirp in every once in a while.
I sure hope you jump in every once in a while. We miss you, buddy. Glad that you're here on our
Yes.
4th year of PPG Grandpa's Paramotor Podcast. If you're listening to it, if you're watching, it's ClearPropTV.com. If you just want to go to our show after we record, go to paratalk.org. We also got Michael Crotchet. He's been one of our guests in the back a couple of shows ago. He's been on the panel ever since, and he's been eating and snotting ever since. We're glad that you're here. How you been, buddy?
Good. You're gonna have to give me a new task besides making noises, but I'm good. You can check me out. My Facebook page is ppgmichael.com, and my little baby YouTube channel is semperflyppg.com, and just kind of getting the new 360 cam and up and running, and so hopefully soon I'll have some good footage going, good content. But
Love that name, man. That's a cool name.
Yeah,
thank you.
Slemper Flip.
See, you're chopping it up, Marine. Come on.
Thank you for your service, Michael. Thank you for your service.
.com.
Yeah, so I was in the Marine Corps back in the 80s. You were in the Marine Corps when?
06 to 2010.
Awesome. Well, once a Marine, always a Marine, and Marines are always brothers. Hoorah, Semper Fi, Devil Dog.
Much respect.
Semper Fi, Semper Fly.
Absolutely. Slumper, Slupper, Flupper, Flaw.
There you go.
We also got Scuba Steve, not to be confused with the little Scuba Steve doll on.
Oh, goodness.
Or maybe he is the doll that we see on the movies. I don't know. So, Scuba Steve, thank you for being on the show. You were a past guest, and now you're on the panel like all the time. We see you all the time, man.
I know. Hopefully, we get a lot more flying in.
I hope so. You got like another channel too that you do lots of vaping and stuff on. What's that all about?
That I do every Friday night Eastern Standard Time. I mean, you can either go to paramotordude.com, or if you look up Scuba Vapes on YouTube, that'll take you straight to the channel. So if you're interested in getting off of smoking, come watch. I'd love to help you out. And I'm gonna give y'all a dad joke for tonight, because anybody that was wondering about my shirt.
Yeah, let me see.
This is, I never forget my dad jokes. I store them in my database.
Floppy disk.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Too much, man. Too much.
Oh my God, I just almost fell off my chair.
Holy smokes, that was amazing, Scuba Steve. I love it.
I can't even top that one. I don't know.
Now we're done on that one. Hey, I have a joke then. Okay, I got a joke. I said this many years ago on the show. So if you've been following us and you were listening to it back in the day when Never Trust a Skinny Chef Shane was on and always told jokes, I told one. So here's my joke. Let's see who can guess it. All right. What did the potato chips say to the battery?
Can't believe I've forgotten this.
I know you remember it, right?
Something free of charge.
What did the potato chips say to the battery? If you're in the super chat and want to guess, go ahead and put it out there real quick. Until then,
I'll send you a free bag of chips. No.
I'll tell you here in just a moment, but I just want to say thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I know that you guys could do anything else in the world, but you decided to hang out with us for almost 3 hours on this podcast. So definitely thank you, Jim. Thank you for everything that you do with the calendars. Michael, thank you for everything that you do in the background, talking for hours during the week about different things. So thank you very much. Doug, I'm so glad that you're doing well and that you're recuperating. This is going to be the best Valentine's Day ever coming up for you, I'm sure. So I'm very happy for you, Scuba Steve. You're an awesome guy. Thank you for everything you do. And you're helping people stopping smoking. That's amazing. So definitely appreciate that. Bryant with Kangook America, man, he is helping so many people out there with getting some really good quality paramotors and trikes, being the importer for the United States. Thank you very much for everything that you do from kangookamerica.com, paramomusa.com. She's really helped us out a lot. If you want to be on the show, she will book you. She will find you. She will stalk you until you say yes.
Yep.
And
I
if you
will.
want to be on the show, just go to paramomusa.com. That forwards over to our Facebook page and say you want to
Fun.
be on PPG Campus Paramotor Podcast. Will Fly, dude, I don't know what I'd do without you, my friend, and your twin behind you. All the thumbnails that you see on the shows, he creates himself. And he does that. I mean, he donates a lot of his time, not only to this show, but to the sport. He's not only on this podcast, but he's on podcast tomorrow at Shane's on
Yeah.
ppgshow.com.
You don't have any time to fly. I don't know what.
He
I don't have
does
a life.
he does amazing videos on his channel on willflyppg.com. I mean, they get thousands and thousands of hits. Very entertaining. If you haven't been there yet, you got to go to willflyppg.com, subscribe and hit that bell notification. And he also took on a huge thing for the nonprofit organization that we're starting. So, I mean, he is really stepped up, and we definitely appreciate you. Definitely appreciate everybody. I don't see anybody in the super chat that wanted to answer that. We may not have anybody here. Do we have anybody here, or is everybody gone? We got 12 people watching, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people in the that's here. So we only got 3 people or so out there. So
Shout out to my
should
chatter.
be-
You know, I do my shout out to chatters. Thank you, chatters. We much appreciate you every Monday night hanging with us.
Yeah.
Much love.
We'll
know, I
fly
haven't
when I get a
created-
chance.com. That's your new website. We'll fly when I get a chance.com.
I get a chance. Yeah. Around to
There you go.
it.
You want to watch this show live, just go to iflyparamotors.com. Check out our paramotorarkansas.com store where you can learn to fly through Paramotor Arkansas. You can grab a calendar, wings, paramotors, anything that you want. We have it on the store at paramotorarkansas.com. Tonight only, if you buy a calendar, you get $10 off using ClearPropTV 10 as the code, and I'll throw in a second one for absolutely free. If you want a chase cam, in the notes just say I want a chase cam also, and we will hook you up. So what did the potato chip say to the battery? I'm free to lay if you're ever ready. Bump, bump, bump. On that note, on that night, blue skies, fly safe, and we'll see you next Monday here on ClearProp TV. Peace out, my
Thanks.
friends.
Good night.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
That's
Good.
great. Thanks.
Later.